On behalf of McAllen ISD and our Board of Trustees, welcome to McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. McAllen ISD is rooted in a long legacy of excellence. Our success is driven by our world-class staff and our outstanding student body. We hope that you enjoy the competition, and we wish all those participating the best of luck.
McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, and you're watching the Sideline pregame show. Welcome to the Sideline pregame show. I'm Jake Berry alongside Mark May. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm excited.
The weather's shifted a little bit this afternoon.
It's football weather for the first time this summer. September, we had all that humidity. Then early October, it was a little bit warm, but pretty good. And now we've got an actual cold front that blew in just this afternoon. It should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be a somewhat bearable 60-some degrees, about 67, 68 degrees today. But an important game that we've got here tonight.
Well, that's sweater weather for the Valley in the 60s. But yeah, a really good game. It's an inner-city rival. We've got Mackay against Nikki, Rowe. That's always a big game, but it's even going up to a higher pitch because it's homecoming tonight for the McAllen Bulldogs. And so they'll have a lot of fans there, a lot of people from classes that go back. We just talked to someone before we started taping who's celebrating his 50-year anniversary of the graduation. So it's going to be really exciting, especially for Mackay. They should come in sky high tonight, and Rowe will have to deal with that emotion as it goes on.
Yeah, and Rowe's coming into this game with a 5-game win streak, as you told me before we came on. And this is a necessary game for both teams. Rowe can, if they win this game, they're going to enter the postseason as the #1 seed in their division.
Yeah, with 4 teams out of 7 in the district that qualify for the playoffs, Rowe at 3-0 is sitting real pretty right now. And if they win tonight, they're 4-0 in district. That should be good enough to get them in. Yeah, they would be in the small school division, and they would be able to clinch that #1 seed, which is real important as they get a home field advantage in the first round. Conversely, Mackay still has a shot of that. I know they come in, having dropped their last 2, but they are 1-2 in the district, and they've still got a shot if they can beat Rowe tonight and then win out after that. Their final games against Palmview and Mission, both of those winnable games, they can grab that spot as the small school and get that home field advantage in the first round.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how this game goes. With a rivalry game, it doesn't really come down to wins and losses prior to coming to this game, because this is all about emotion. Yeah,
like we said, it's an inner-city rivalry. You've also got the homecoming effect, if you will, and that's going to be big. I think the emotions are going to be big early, and how the teams deal with that will be a factor, especially early in the game. I think the key for Mackay tonight is Rowe has that explosive offense, so Mackay needs to keep the score low, I think, to have a chance of winning. They come in averaging about 22 points a game. Rowe is averaging about 32 points a game. So if the defense of Mackay can kind of rise to the occasion a little bit and get some stops, it really gives Mackay a strong chance.
Yeah, and if this is a team, if there was ever a team that Mackay matched up with well in size, is Rowe.
Yeah, the Mackay I think is a little bigger. Rowe's probably a little faster, and yeah, it's a nice match of like a puncher versus a boxer kind of thing. We got differing styles going up against each other. It'll be interesting as it plays out.
Yeah, well, we'll have more for you. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll have more from the Mackay Rowe game.
Study something in the medical field, probably as a physical therapist, and I plan to enlist in the Marines afterwards. Right now I'm in an animal science class, so I'm learning all the parts of the bodies of animals, their bone structures, how they function, and also I'm doing that with human bodies in the clinical class. My dream is to be a veterinarian.
Welcome back to the Nikki Rowe McAllen Bulldog game today. I almost slipped that one, but there's some big players in this game. But there's one player today that's not going to be on the field.
Yeah, Hector Ramirez. He's a wide receiver for Nikki Rowe. He has a big contributor on their success this year. He's going to be a game-time decision tonight for Coach Flores. But we did get an interview with him during the week.
Let's go with that.
They're a pretty good team. We can't say they're not good. We treat them as any other team. They're just as good. They're just as good at us. They're practicing as hard as us. So we're just doing our best, and we're hoping that we're gonna give it all during the game, and whoever wants it, that's whoever's gonna win.
All right, welcome back. Looking at this game right now, Mark, you know, Rowe comes in with a 5-game win streak. And if you look at it, they're scoring 32 points a game coming into this game, whereas Mac High is scoring about 23.
22.
Yeah, 22, excuse me. Thanks for correcting me. What do you think this game is going to really come down to tonight?
It's going to come down to, well, the same things every game comes down to. There's execution, minimizing mistakes, minimizing turnovers especially. Turnovers are a big game changer. I think Mackay, the onus is on them a little bit, being the weaker team to play a more mistake-free game. They can afford it less than Rowe can. One interesting dynamic that we haven't mentioned yet is we've got 2 sophomore quarterbacks who are going head-to-head. They've both been picking up plenty of experience lately. Aaron Nixon for Mackay and Jonas Ortiz for Nikki Rowe. So that'll be something to look at too, to see if the coaches decide to blitz those guys, to see if they can rattle them a little bit. We'll have to see how that plays out.
And Mackay played some of their tougher games the last 2 games in Memorial and Juarez Lincoln. And in those games, especially against Memorial, they had lost their center. So they've had 2 weeks to kind of work in the center-quarterback relationship. Hopefully we'll see a different game today.
Yeah, I think we will. They've had plenty of time to work on that. And I know on defense, it's going to be kind of a tall order dealing with this high-octane Rowe offense. And I know we interviewed one of the Mackay defensive backs during the week to talk about that.
Yeah, and we'll have that interview for you when we come back from the break. You're watching the Sideline pregame show.
Is that Cheap Trick?
so that I can continue in the biology degree so that I can become a PA. I've always wanted to become a doctor. He's a nurse, so that piqued my interest. I was always in hospitals and nursing homes everywhere, ever since I was 5 years old. So that's really what got me started or interested.
Pregame show brought to you by BridgeNet Communications. We'd like to thank them for helping us put this on. Mark, for Mackay, who's that one player, before the break we were talking about it, you brought it up, who's their defensive player that you think will stand out tonight?
Daniel Chiquito has made a lot of big plays for them defensively this season. He just seems to be a ball hawk who's always around the ball, makes things happen. And with Rowe passing, I think they average a lot, 260 yards a game. There'll be a lot of passes thrown tonight, so Chiquito we know will be busy. So we had an interview with him, and it'd be interesting to get his perspective.
Well, Rowe is a really good team. They're undefeated right now in district, and I think our guys and our defense, our offense, all of us, we're ready for this game, and I think we're gonna get another W this year.
The Sideline pregame show. Mark, any last words of wisdom before we wrap it up?
Well, I think for Mackay, they really need to wave that wave of emotion. This is their homecoming game. I know they had the homecoming parade last night and everything, the burning of the M, which is a huge tradition at Mackay, and they just need to ride the crest of that wave as far as they can. Yeah, maybe if they can make a big play early, keep their confidence up, they have a real good chance against this Rowe team. For them, for Rowe, I think they just need to kind of ride it out a little bit early, and I think if they stay calm, I think, you know, eventually they will prevail with their superior talent.
Yeah, and we'll see which sophomore quarterback comes out ahead in this game, but it should be a good one.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Thanks for watching the Sideline pregame show. We'll see you after the game.
My dream after high school is follow sports medicine. You know, I dream to study kinesiology and hopefully become a physical therapist one day.
It's cool and blustery for football night in McAllen here in the city of Palms. We've got a cold front that's blowing in as we speak, and tonight it's homecoming for the McAllen Bulldogs as they take on their inner-city rival, the Nikki Rowe Warriors. It's all coming your way next, right here on Football Night in McAllen.
It's the October Red Tag sale going on now at Gonzalez Furniture.
Now save $600 on a beautiful 5-piece transitional style bedroom set, now only $12.95.
And take advantage of 4 years, no interest.
Plus free valley-wide delivery.
Gonzalez Furniture, your discount furniture store.
And we're back here on Football Night in McAllen. I'm Mark May here with Mario Reyna. We've got a really good one here for you tonight. The Bulldogs and the Warriors be going at it. And Mario, I know it's more than just the inter-city rivalry. We've got the fact that it's homecoming on top of this, don't we?
That's right, Mark. And that's why we put it down as the keys to the game, because homecoming can help you because you get all excited. You have all this parade and all this excitement. But it can also hurt you because the other team gets motivated that they want to just mess up your homecoming. So that's one of the keys. The other key is the playoff pressure. It's atmosphere time. You only have 7 teams in this district, so that means every game is important. Rowe's looking okay, but this is a big game for Mackay. And, of course, anytime you get all these emotions, Mark, you got to look out for the turnovers because that's when they come.
Yeah, turnovers can be the game changer for both these teams, but it's an electric night. We've got 2 different media outlets that have this as their game of the week, and so there's, again, more added excitement into the mix. And I know let's talk a little bit about Mackay, first of all, I guess, offensively. What do they have to do? I know their big weapon, Gunnar Henderson.
Well, I think they have to continue to use Gunnar, and Roy Gutierrez does a great job of getting the tough yards. But I feel that Aaron Nixon has to complete some passes today, and he has some good receivers to open up the game. So that's what they got to do. And, of course, their defense, they're coming in ranked last in district. They got to have some stops. But we wonder, the weather has changed, Mark, and you talked about it earlier. And, well, that wind, it looks like it's a little windy. We take a look at the USA flag. And so will that impact the throwing game for the Warriors. That's something to look at.
Yeah, that will be something to look at. It's a north wind that'll be blowing across the field directly into the faces of any team that's moving to the north end zone. So it could affect the Rowe passing game, especially if they're moving that direction. And Nikki Rowe, that is their bread and butter, isn't it? The pass.
It is. But if you look at the players, and we'll talk about them throughout the game, they have like 5 players that average more than 50 yards per game, somewhere or the other. They're very versatile. They call it that fly sweep offense or something like that. I had never heard that until I was looking at the game for Stanford last night, and Oregon State runs the same kind of offense. So I was saying, okay, I heard that word before.
Yeah, Oregon State nearly pulling off the upset over Stanford. And Trevor Spates, McAllen ISD alumni, got to play on national TV in that game for Stanford. But right now, tonight, the spotlight is on the Mackay Bulldogs and the Nikki Rowe Warriors. Should be a good one. So we see Gunnar Henderson right there. He'll be a big factor tonight if the Bulldogs are going to have a chance to pull what would be, I guess, construed a little bit of an upset. I guess Rowe would be the favorite here tonight, wouldn't they?
I think they're coming in here as a favorite, but rivalry games, we've known in the past, you put that away. And last year they did play double overtime. It was an exciting game. Mackay pulled it out. And what is the series? Do you know the series they played how many times? About 25 times?
Yep, 25 times they played. First meeting back in 1992. And it's very close. Mackay leads the all-time series 13-12.
There you go.
So, yeah, they've all been very even over these quarter of a century that this rivalry has existed. Nikki Rowe and the McAllen Bulldogs will be coming your way next. We're going to pause now. We'll come back with our national anthem in just a moment. But right now, we'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. And here we are, Nikki Rowe Warriors against the McAllen Bulldogs. Coming your way in just a moment, right here on Football Night in McAllen. And the Nikki Rowe Warriors coming in on a 5-game win streak, 6-1 overall. They are 3-0 in the district. And the McAllen Bulldogs looking to stop a 2-game slide tonight as they come in with 2 wins. One of those wins in district play. And the McAllen Bulldogs here on homecoming, all excited and pumped up and ready for some action tonight. As we mentioned, this is the game of the week in a couple of media outlets for this week. So there's a lot of media here, been a lot of coverage during the week and getting the players all excited. They're ready to rock and roll here in this game as we look at how they compare. And rushing-wise, favors the Bulldogs by about 30 or to 40 yards. And then passing-wise, you can see Nikki Rowe, that's where they relied, 260 yards passing versus 109 for Mackay. And then the Warriors getting a little over 100 yards extra per game in offense, and they average about 10 points more per game against the Bulldogs. And they've already done the coin flip. It will be the Nikki Rowe Warriors who will receive to start the first half. Mackay actually won the flip, but they decided to wait until the second half to decide. And so it'll be the Warriors who will receive to start things off. And as you can see, the Warriors will be in their white uniforms tonight because they are the visiting team. Mackay is the home team. And for Nikki Rowe, it's kind of an advantage as we look at the backs and receivers here, as Nikki Rowe will finish the season here at this stadium, either as the road team or the home team. And Jonas Ortiz, the sophomore, will be there at quarterback. Rodel Garcia in the backfield. Then his receivers in Zach Bettis, Adrian Bernal. Angel Rodriguez will be starting tonight in place of Hector Ramirez. And Adrian Bernal, the #1 leading receiver, #1 on his jersey, too. Offensive line, and Luis Garcia, Mark Quiroz, Caleb Salas is in there at center, Daniel Martinez at guard. They're both new to the lineup this week. And Rodrigo Davila, a sophomore, will be starting at the left tackle spot. And looking at Mackay's defense, their 4-down linemen will be Antonio Rodriguez, Moses Mendez, Carlos Rivera, and Mason Brewer. Brewer, a new starter. And then the linebackers, Trace Gagne, Ethan Moya, a senior, and Wilbert Murillo, also a senior. And then looking at the secondary, it's a pretty experienced secondary, Jack Bramble, Daniel Chiquito, who was interviewed on our pregame show, Zach Garcia, and Trip Potter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Quincy Lorenz, Negro High School's student body representative.
So it should be an exciting night here. So we see Nick Mackay right there wearing the purple jerseys and the dark colored pants, I guess purple pants and the purple helmets with the gold Bulldog logo on the side. And for Rowe, it's the white jerseys with the green pants and the green numerals with the gold trim. And we're all set and ready to play here.
Getting back to that coin flip, it was kind of interesting that Coach Brewer won the flip and he decided to go on defense when the defense is coming in dead last in ranked defense in district. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, and the wind will be in the faces of Nikki Rowe as well. So they're going to start on the south end zone and make their way toward the north end zone. Mackay will defend the north goal. And the wind, we've got a norther blowing in, so the wind coming out of the north, not the usual prevailing southeasterly winds here tonight as we see the color guard ready, about to do the national anthem here in just a moment. And the color guard, they got a 5-person color guard tonight in Abigail Guzman, Norma Mancier, America Alvarez, Valeria Rodriguez, and Abigail Villalba. They've added the battalion colors tonight. Up until now, they've been doing the U.S. flag and the Texas flag, and tonight they have the battalion colors as part of it, part of the extra pomp and circumstance, with it being homecoming and everything like that. It's also going to be special when they do the national anthem here in just a moment. It's going to be all of the McAllen High School seniors on their choir who will be performing that. We're listening to the Nikki Rowe alma mater right now and getting ready for Mackay's alma mater here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Veteran of the Week. They'll be honoring him in just a moment as Mr. Jesse Cansino. He was a specialist in the U.S. Army, served a tour in Iraq, and is now one of our campus police officers here with McAllen ISD. He was in the Army for 4 years and been with the district for the last 3 years, and he'll be honored tonight as our Veteran of the Week. And there's something, a new tradition that started last year, and all of the schools do it. Memorial, Mackay, and Rowe will have honor somebody as a Veteran of the Week, somebody who is an employee here in the McAllen School District who served their country at some point in the past. And it's something, it's a real popular tradition that has really caught on here in these last year and a half or so.
And also, Mark, tonight will be the last time that the players will be having some pink on because of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that they've been celebrating the whole month here at football games.
Yeah, it's something they've been recognizing a cause for several years now. All 3 high schools, Memorial and of course Mackay and Rowe, and you see a lot of campaigns, awareness campaigns, and fundraisers going on at the different schools. And of course you see a little bit of pink there in the Mackay team, and the cheerleaders have pink ribbons in their hair and everything like that. So even the referees have gotten into it with pink whistles. So it's been something. Let's see what Mackay does here. We have to do a grand finale. There we go. And it's an exciting night, too. And we mentioned it's homecoming, and they've got the classes of like 2008, 1998, 88, 78, even 68. Pikey Rodriguez, who's longtime Valley sports writer, is a part of the class of 68, and he's here tonight celebrating his 50-year anniversary. Yeah, you can see them all there. So wow. Big crowd here tonight. And I think there's even a graduate as far back as the 1948 school year. So way to go, the Mackay faithful, loud and proud. They're recognizing the Veteran of the Week right now, Mr. Cansino at midfield. And there we see him there, his lovely wife and son.
So he's one of our
police officers.
Campus police officers. And I tell you what, I wouldn't want to mess with him. He looks like,
I was just thinking that.
He looks like you could suit him out for football. Showing his spirit. That we know that the Astros are playing tonight.
Well, the Astros have Game 3 in the World Series this evening, and wish them the best of luck. They're introducing the ROTC unit right now and about to have the national anthem. They've got the big flag out there, as you can see there in the background. See ROTC students help holding that down. It's a little tough tonight because it's so windy out. Temperature is in the upper 60s.
Mark, you indicated that all these kids are seniors, right? What a diverse group. You see a stepper, a football player, cheerleader.
Yeah, they were out here earlier today. They were rehearsing under their director, one of the choir directors, Mr. Bo Shira, and they were testing the microphones and everything like that, and how they would enter onto the field and leave the field and so on. There's Mr. Shira right there holding the microphone, and this will be kind of interesting because he's got singers at a 360-degree angle around him. But we'll pause now as they play our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
Very well done, the McAllen High School. All the seniors in the choir for McAllen High School doing a wonderful job. The ROTC doing a great job out there, and they're the ones that help find our veterans each week that we recognize out there on the football field. And here come the kids off the field, and we're all set to play some exciting football here tonight. Nikki Rowe against the McAllen Bulldogs.
And I did recognize one senior in that group. She's a stepper. That's Brianna Ramos.
And you mentioned the dancers. We see the tiaras right there in the foreground. There are actually 5 members of the dance teams from McAllen schools that are going to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. 1 from Rowe, 3 from McKay, and 1 from Memorial. This year, as we see some last-moment instructions being given to the McAllen players. They'll be going on defense first. And a big game getting ready to kick off here. We see Nikki Rowe lining up in their inflatable helmet, the big run-through. They've got their silver helmets on and they're ready to pound it out against their crosstown rival.
You know, over the years, the Warriors have changed helmets, and I think that's a helmet style that they used back in the day when Bucky Rodriguez was here. And when Robert Flores played football.
Yeah, and when their coach, I was going to say that Coach Robert Flores, he was a player for Nikki Rowe. And that's probably why he went back to that helmet back when he was a player. And here come the Warriors. And they're excited. There's Eric Puente, number 4, the linebacker. He's excited, ready to play. And we see Jackson Helmkamp there a moment ago for the Bulldogs, along with Ethan Moya, who's going to be starting at middle linebacker tonight, number 2. And the Bulldogs are fired up and excited and ready to play some football here. Playing the fight songs on either side of the field. And everybody's excited, ready to play some football. It's a little bit chilly out here tonight. First game in what we call football weather. There's our game officials for tonight, Mario.
And we're going with referee David Corona. He's been here before. The umpire Esteban Martinez, headlines Manlio Dominguez, and the line judge Caleb Joseph Cavazos, and the back judge Rudy Garcia. A real good crew. And most of the crews, I have to say all the crews, are members of the Rio Grande Valley, Texas Association of Sports Officials.
Bulldogs are ready to go. They receive for Nikki Rowe, Zach Bettis. And the tight end, he's part of the kickoff return crew. And about to kick it off will be 67, Sam Maldonado. Back to receive there is Noe Ramirez. He'll be a force on both offense and defense tonight. There's Angel Rodriguez, who will be starting on offense. He'll be actually going both ways on offense and defense this evening, starting in place of Hector Ramirez on the offensive side. There's Coach Kevin Brewer in his 5th year as head coach of the Bulldogs. And he's ready to go.
Etc. Behind the line, on the home side and the visitor side. Thank you.
I think we're now cleared to play. Not sure what the little delay there was about. Maybe just to build up the drama a little bit.
We got a tip from our director. Boy, that guy's doing his homework, Mark. He found out for us something about lack of footballs. So somebody's out there trying to get those extra footballs. I bet you Coach Kevin Brewer's excited, Mark, that his where he went to college, TCU, they're ranked 4th nationally in college football.
I think undefeated TCU Horned Frogs. And of course he's in familiar territory of Mackay, where the primary color is purple. Same as the Horned Frogs. He was an offensive lineman there back in the early 1990s. So Angel Rodriguez right there ready to receive the kickoff, standing at his 5-yard line. I think we're ready to play now. Crowds are getting fired up. Big crowds on both sides tonight. Nikki Rowe versus Mackay. We're underway. Here's the kickoff, and Rowe will be going right to left. They pick up the football. It's Angel Rodriguez at about the 8. Big hole at the 25, and a cut at the 40, and then he's at the 50 in a foot race. He's to the 40 in Mackay territory. Cuts inside at the 30, and now is being wrestled down inside the 20 of Mackay, all the way down to the 18-yard line.
And Robbie Maldonado did a good job of slowing him down and preventing a touchdown. But what a way to get started here early with a big special teams play. The ball is now on the 19-yard line. They're already in the red zone territory.
Wow. Yeah, 73 yards on the kickoff return for Angel Rodriguez.
And Daniel Chiquito also did a good job of coming in there towards the end.
Yeah, Chiquito featured on our pregame show. He's a big force on that defense and also on special teams. But Nikki Rowe in plus territory here in the early going. And we've got a whistle to start off. Rowe 1st and 10 at the Mackay 19-yard line.
You know, Mark, these kids have been playing against each other since their days in middle school. So they're excited.
Offside on the defense, number 90. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And another mistake by the Bulldogs, besides that opening kickoff, giving away 5 yards.
Move it up to the 14-yard line. And here we go with Noe Ramirez on the first play from scrimmage. Running sweep to the left and up to about the 10-yard line. Moses Mendez, the defensive tackle, in there on the tackle.
First contact, number 99, Moises Mendez.
We take a look at the replay. Yeah, good play, a good stop by Mendez there.
And so it's 2nd down and 1 now. Jonas Ortiz, the sophomore quarterback, in the shotgun. They'll put a man in motion. They'll fake it to him. Hand off Rodell Garcia, trying to get around to the right side. And then he's hit, and he's put down by, I think it's number 33 that got in on that tackle, Jackson Helmkamp.
They should have the first down on that, Mark. And Helmkamp getting ready to call his name a lot, Mark. He came into this game as the leading tackler for the Bulldogs, coming here with 47 solo tackles and 63 total tackles. Number 1 on those two stats.
Daniel Chiquito also in there on that tackle. And it's a 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Handoff, Garcia trying to get outside right. Here at the 5 and down to near the 1-yard line. Chiquito again in there on the tackle.
Down by number 20 for the Bulldogs, Daniel Chiquito.
And we know that Ravel Garcia likes to run up the middle, but he can also break it. And actually, that play looked like it was meant to go up the middle, and he did the right decision by going outside and getting some yardage off of that run.
It'll be 2nd down and goal at the 2. They give it to Garcia again, going left side, dodges through one tackler, fighting at the 1, very near the goal line. I think he's going to be short. And it looks like the defensive end, Antonio Rodriguez, was able to hold him just outside the end zone. It'll be 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
Good job on the defensive side by the Bulldogs, as number 54, first point of contact, Antonio Rodriguez. So Mark, expect nothing fancy, but a run up the middle by Ravel Garcia.
Bulldog player may have jumped offside. Boy, that ball is very close to the goal line.
Offside on the defense, number 99. Half the distance to go. Still 3rd down.
And that's going to make it even closer, Mark. What are you looking at about a 3rd and 6 inches?
It's only about a 4-inch penalty.
I've never heard any play-by-play commentator saying it that way, Mark.
Yeah, you can see, there's a good shot right there, right down that goal line. You can see the ball,
2-3
the nose
inches.
of the ball, maybe 2 inches from the goal line. It's 3rd down and goal. And Ortiz out of the shotgun, can hand it off. Garcia over center, goes in, and he's in for the touchdown. And it's a touchdown for Nikki Rowe here in the early 1st quarter.
That's got to be the shortest touchdown run in the life of Ravel Garcia. But he deserves it, Mark. All year long, he's the one that gets you the tough yards.
Yeah, they went to him 3 straight times. And he got positive yardage all 3 times. So it's a 4-play drive of 19 yards. 73 yards were picked up on the kickoff return. You can't forget that. Angel Rodriguez's 73-yard kickoff return helped set that up. Edgar Castillo ready to attempt the extra point. And there's a kick it up and away, and it's good. And with 9 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the 1st quarter, it's the Warriors who draw first blood, 7-0. They lead it. They'll be kicking off when we come back. We'll take a look at the replay here. The touchdown by Rodell Garcia. Yeah, he was actually hit at about the 1. Had to fight his way through. Got into the end zone for the touchdown. Rose up 7-0 early on football night in McAllen. Your child is family. Embraced with academic rigor, life skills, and enrichment, our students earn college credit, associate's degrees, licenses and certifications, and advanced diplomas. McAllen ISD. Back to football night in McAllen. I'm Mark May, here along with Mario Reyna. We've also got our spotter, John Macias, up here in the press box with us. And early on, it's the Warriors leading the Bulldogs 7-0.
And we take a look at the screen. Gunnar Henderson, Mark, as we recall, he has one run back for a touchdown, 9,900 yards in one of the games. I don't know if they're going to kick the ball to him.
Yeah, we'll see how Rowe plays that. And they also are kicking into the wind. So we'll see how far this goes. There's Castillo's kick. It's going to be high. It's going to be short. Fielded at the 30, and that's fair caught by the Bulldogs at the 31-yard line. So Bulldogs will have good field position here on their opening possession. Warriors lead it 7-0. The Warriors had a 73-yard kickoff return by Angel Rodriguez that helped set up the 1-yard touchdown plunge by Rodel Garcia. As we take a look at the starters, Aaron Nixon, the sophomore, is in there at quarterback. Then Roy Gutierrez, their leading rusher, will get quite a few calls. Diego Montemayor also in the backfield. And then Gunnar Henderson, their leading receiver. Christian Solis, who has a big average per catch. And then Dylan Martinez as well. We'll get the offensive line in just a moment as there's a fumble on the first play. And Rowe jumping all over that as the ball is pushed back. And I think it's Nikki Rowe that ends up with it, and it's their middle linebacker, Jose Alonso. Comes up with a big play right off, and that was something that hurt Mackay against Memorial.
Exactly.
If you might remember where those exchanges in the backfield.
One of our keys to the game, Mark, is turnovers, and Jose Alonso, remember last week, I do believe he returned a fumble for a touchdown.
They were trying to reverse to Dylan Martinez. That went awry. Ball came loose. Several Nicky Rowe defenders in there, but Alonso, the one who comes up with it, and it's a turnover. And Nicky Rowe has it now, 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line in Bulldog territory, as Garcia gets the call here for about a 5-yard gain.
And the big deal about any turnover, I've said it all year, Mark, is what happens. What do you do with a turnover? If you don't do anything with it, then I don't consider it a turnover, even though it goes down on the stats. You got to score to make that turnover hurt.
I think Trace Gagne, the linebacker, getting in there on the tackle. 2nd down and 5. They're going to pass it over to Bernal on the right side. It's caught, and he runs it forward up to about the 11-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short. Chiquito in there on the tackle along with a couple of others.
And that's reception number 44 for Bernal, the district leader. Also comes in here with 500 total yards and 2 touchdowns.
And Rowe is running quite a bit more than usual, and that's because they've got the wind in their face here in this first quarter. They've mostly kept it on the ground. That was their first pass to Bernal just a moment ago. 3rd down and 2. They're going to flip it to Noe Ramirez, hit in the backfield. He's in trouble. Now reversing his field, going back to the right. Picks up a good block there. It has room at the 10, the 5, and a touchdown. Wow.
All Noe Ramirez.
Yeah, Zach Bettis. Oh, Zach Bettis, I was going to say, had a big block in there as well.
I'll tell you what, Mark, that play looked like it was going to be for a 5-yard loss, and Ramirez turned it into a touchdown. And when you have a good athlete, you have the ability to do that. And congratulations to the Warriors of turning a turnover into a touchdown.
Are the Tierras happy about that? Edgar Castillo will attempt the extra point. Bernal will be the holder. I believe Eric Puente is the snapper. Good snap and hold, and the kick is up and away, and it's good.
And Castillo is now 25 out of 29 on extra points.
So he's 2 for 2 in this game, and it's a 14-0 lead here for the Warriors, who have taken advantage. And we see, Zach Bettis with a good block to help keep Ramirez alive, who was able to reverse his field.
There's no defense for this, Mark. There's just no defense. The Bulldog defense initially did the right thing, but that's what happens when you have an athlete.
We'll take a break. Be back in a moment.
We love a good game, but here at Bogus, we don't believe in games and gimmicks when you're buying a new vehicle. Just real deals, friendly service, and fair prices. It's better at Bogus, in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at bogusford.com.
And we're back here on football night in McAllen. Here on this homecoming night for the McAllen Bulldogs. They've still got their spirits sky high right now. It's early on. Warriors have jumped in front early, though, 14-0. They scored on their opening drive after they had a big kickoff return. That set them up for a 19-yard scoring drive. And then they recover a fumble at the Mackay 19 for another 19-yard scoring drive. So 2 short scoring drives for a 14-point lead. As we see here, Jesse Rocio receives the kickoff and has a short return of a short kick, and it'll be good field position again for the Bulldogs.
Ruben Signs on the tackle.
All the way up to the 37-yard line. And that guy had a turnover, setting up Nikki Rowe's 3-play, 19-yard drive, 11-yard run by Noe Ramirez for the touchdown. And there's a shotgun snap to Aaron Nixon, and he'll hand it off and run it up straight ahead up to about the 42, a run of about 5 yards there. I believe it was Roy Gutierrez with the carry, and then Robbie Leal, the defensive end, got the tackle. Here's the offensive line for Mackay. Nick Sanders, Taylor Dowd, Ricardo Salinas, Edgar Guyona, and Zach Mejia in there. We've got one sophomore, along with 3 seniors and a junior. We'll get the defense after this. 2nd down and 5 now. Nixon will hand it off to Gutierrez. And Gutierrez fighting his way up close to a 1st down, up to about the 46-yard line. I think he's going to be maybe 1 yard short.
And Gutierrez is the player last year that scored that winning touchdown mark, as you take a look at the defensive line.
Yeah, we got 4-man front, Robbie Leal, Jesse Garza, Isaac Mata, Miguel Macias, and the linebacker crew. Well, we'll get to them in a moment. Linebackers in secondary. 3rd down and 1 here for the Bulldogs. And they hand it off. Gutierrez, 1st down and more. Now into the secondary, still going. A big hit and surges forward all the way down to the Rowe 37-yard line. Tackled finally by Eric Puente.
Did you see how powerful Roy Gutierrez is, as Eric Puente felt that hit?
17 yards, and now here we see Nixon on 1st and 10, trying to go outside. Eric Puente brings him down at the 40, and it's a loss of 3 yards.
Eric Puente back-to-back tackles. But I like to see that replay where Gutierrez had that big gain, because he ran over the defender in the previous play. That was a big 4-yard loss, Mark.
Yep, 2nd and 14. Clock under 7 minutes to play in the 1st quarter. Mackay making some noise here on this drive. Nixon in the shotgun once again, and another mishandled snap, and they have to just fall on it. That's Gunnar Henderson, who was in the backfield, fell on the loose ball.
A smart play by Gunnar Henderson, the senior, knowing that there's no need for you to try to make something out of nothing. And it could be the jitters, because the snap was good, and Aaron Nixon just did not handle the ball. He is just a sophomore, Mark. So now that puts the Bulldogs in a, what is it, 3rd and
3rd and
20 something?
Yeah, 3rd and 21. Back at the 48-yard line. They were at the 37, and they've lost 11 yards here on 2 plays as they hand this off on a sweep to the right. That's Gunnar Henderson, and he gets around the corner a little bit and gets back to the 41-yard line before Chris Neal forces him out of bounds. And it's a gain of 7. They'll be well short of the 1st down. So we take a look at the rest of the Nikki Rowe defense. Adrian Reyes in there at the linebacker spot. Alonso has recovered a fumble already. And then Eric Puente, who's made some big plays already.
It looks like the Bulldogs are setting up for the punt, Mark, unless Coach Brewer has something up his sleeve.
And there you see the secondary. Rodriguez going both ways. Here they're lined up to punt, but they do have 3 receivers left, and they do decide to punt the football. First punt of the night. And this is going to be killed deep inside the 10-yard line. Dylan Martinez races down there and kills the ball at about the 3-yard line. Great play there by Mackay. And so Rowe, who has had 2 drives that started inside Mackay's 20, will now start way back at their own 3.
And we will now find out, Mark, on this 3rd possession as the Rowe offense comes in here, ranked number 1 against the Bulldog defense coming ranked at the end, at the bottom of the district. We'll really find out what's going to happen here.
You could see the big crowd there, set up tonight on this homecoming, and we also got a flag down.
Well, I didn't see the flag because the flag was actually not even in the field of play.
Sideline warning.
There you go.
Against Metcalf. That's half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Half the distance to the goal?
I guess that's not really a warning then, is it? It's a penalty.
How can that be a half a distance to the... He called it wrong, Mark.
Correction. It's 5 yards against Mackay.
He better know I'm a sports official up here, Mark, so he can't get away with those kind of things.
So it'll be moved the other direction in Rowe's favor. So it moves it from about the 3 to about the... well, I guess they spotted at the 2, because now they have it at the 7 after the penalty. That's 3 penalties in this 1st quarter here on Mackay. So 1st and 10, and they're going to hand this off up the middle. Looks like Garcia, and Garcia bottled up near the line of scrimmage. maybe a yard at best. A couple of Bulldogs in there, including the defensive end, Malachi Dames, number 70. Garcia's already had quite a few carries here tonight. And so now 2nd down and 8. They try a pass to the right to Bernal. That's a little bit too high, be incomplete. And it'll be a long 3rd down now.
And it's good that the ball was overthrown, Mark, because number 2, Ethan Moya, did a tremendous job of jumping early. Can you believe that weather report?
Yeah, 69 degrees outside, although it feels quite a bit colder with the 14-mile-an-hour winds. You can see a sliver of the moon out there as well of this cool, crisp Friday night, October 27th. As on 3rd down, Ortiz will roll out to the right side, fires it, and it's caught by Bernal for a 1st down. He steps out of bounds at the 20-yard line, a gain of 12, and that'll
Mark,
move the chains.
when you have an all-valley type receiver in Adrian Bernal, he's going to come through for you because he is very much respected. They're giving him a lot of cushion.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 20-yard line. Going to hand this off now. Garcia over right guard, and he picks up around 2 yards, and it looks like Ethan Moya, a linebacker, made the stop. Moya, a senior.
Nothing fancy, Mark. Try to get Rodel Garcia some quick yardage up the middle.
So it'll be a 3-yard pickup actually for Garcia. So 2nd and 7. They put a man in motion. That's Ramirez. Going to flip to Ramirez, going around the left side, and is able to turn that corner and ride the tightrope a little bit across the 30, and pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line by Zach Garcia, the safety.
Nick Garcia, but doing a good job leading the block was Hugo Bosques. Take a look at this right there, number 42, putting on the right block to help the offensive player get at least, what did he get, 4 or 5 yards, enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, 5 first downs in this quarter for Rowe. 4 minutes to go, and Rowe's up 14-0. Handoff, Garcia, straight ahead, and it's bottled up at about the 35. Moya again on the tackle.
And expect Ethan Moya to make a lot of tackles, middle linebackers, because the Warriors love to run the ball up the middle. Murillo also in on the tackle.
We see the replay. Three and a half minutes to play here in this 1st quarter. Ortiz at quarterback gets the shotgun snap. We'll give it to Garcia. Has some room there up the middle. Dodges a couple of tacklers into the secondary. 1st down and more. And now the ball has come loose. A Mackay player has it. Runs it back to the 42. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Bulldogs. And guess who? Daniel Chiquito.
Daniel Chiquito. No wonder he was highlighted early on, Mark. But that's exactly what the Bulldogs needed. A turnover to help turn this momentum around. Take a look at the replay. Nice blocking up the middle. But sometimes, Mark, running backs, when they're trying to gain that extra yardage, I don't know who was the one that caused the fumble. It looked like Chiquito just took it away.
And they've just stripped it clean, and a handoff to the running back, Roy Gutierrez, on 1st down for Mackay. They start at Rowe's 42-yard line after the turnover, and Gutierrez is up to about the 38-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play.
Defense doing a good job. Where's the trash can? There it is.
Oh, yeah. Little thing that Mackay likes to do, they have that beat-up trash can, old-style trash can there, the aluminum kind. They spike the football inside of it when they make a big play. Gutierrez on 2nd down.
On defense by
get it up to the 39.
George Barrera.
Oh, they sign it, too. I guess you make a big play, you get your name on the trophy, so to speak.
All right. Well, Mark, the big deal here is just like the Warriors early on when they got a turnover, they scored a touchdown. What can the Bulldogs do with their turnover?
Actually lost a yard, so it's 3rd and 7 at the Rowe 39. Nixon wants to throw. Thrown and caught at the 30-yard line. That's Dylan Martinez, and that'll be enough for a first down. Running a little hook route there on the left side, and good throw and good catch.
Good job by the Bulldog offense to give Nixon some time to throw, and that's the upside on Nixon. As we take a look at the replay, Mark, he does have a golden arm. We know that he's last year's a sophomore in baseball. He was given a scholarship offer to the University of Texas.
Neal and Ramirez in on the tackle in that play. 1st and 10. Gutierrez breaks a tackle at the 20 and down inside the 15 all the way to the 13. Chris Neal again had to make the tackle, but not before Gutierrez had taken it all the way down 17 yards for the first down.
Offense. You're on a roll. Let's go. The Bulldogs are doing.
And there they don't get very much as Gutierrez again. Jorge Beretta in on the tackle after he gets it to the, actually a loss, back to the 15.
And Gutierrez doing a good job, Mark, so far on the ground. You know he's a senior, and anytime you have a senior playing for the last time against a rival, they're going to give you the best game they can possibly give you.
Gutierrez in the backfield with Nixon, who's in the gun. 3 receivers to his right. He's going to throw it to the right. He's got Dylan Martinez there with a short catch and breaks a tackle at the 10 and falls forward all the way to the 7-yard line. Angel Rodriguez, one who tripped him up.
And if we take a look at the replay, Gunnar Henderson will get no credit for this run, but he put on a nice tackle.
You don't mind if I write on there, right? No. Just so I can point it out easier.
It's the last minute of the first quarter, 45 seconds, 3 receivers to the left. Nixon wants to throw to the right toward the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Christian Solis, the tight end, wide open on the right side, and the Bulldogs take advantage of the turnover, march 42 yards down, and Nixon connects with Solis, and the Bulldogs are on the board.
And congratulations to the Bulldog offense responding with a touchdown after a turnover.
Attempt extra point number 63.
It was a 7-play, 42-yard drive. Here's the snap on the extra point try. Kick is up and good. Or no, it's not. It's wide to the right.
Oh,
Sam Maldonado
who
is the kicker. And they miss it. It's 14-6. But the Bulldogs have struck back and gotten back into this game with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. And it's Rowe 14, Bulldogs 6. And here's a look at the touchdown. Bullet pass from Nixon. Good catch by Solis. He pops into the end zone for the touchdown. So we'll be back in just a moment. You're watching football night in McAllen.
At Rio Bank, our goal is to help you grow and prosper with the right financial tools, quality customer service, and banking done with honesty and integrity. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
And we're back here on Football Night in McAllen. I'm Mark May, along with Mario Reyna. And it's with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. It's the Warriors in front 14-6, but the Bulldogs are fired up. They recovered a fumble at the Rowe 42 and took it down 7 plays and 42 yards for the touchdown. A 7-yard pass from Nixon to Solis. Solis' first catch on the night, and Solis came in with 5 catches for 123 yards. Angel Rodriguez is back to receive the kickoff, standing at its 4-yard line.
Bottom of the second, Houston 2, Dodgers 0.
Oh, and a big roar from the crowd as they've announced the score in the World Series. The Astros with a 2-run lead over the Dodgers. And Mackay cheerleaders like that news as well. And Sam Maldonado, here's his kick. And it's muffed at the 30-yard line. Ball falls forward, and Mackay, I think, has it again.
Get that trash can out, Mark. Get that trash can out. Where's that trash can?
That's Diego Montemayor who comes up with it. And Bulldogs weren't trying anything fancy. They just simply popped it up in the air. The attempted catch was muffed. It went forward, and the Bulldogs were hustling down there, and Montemayor fell on it, and they have their second turnover.
And we know that that was one of the keys to our game, Mark. How were the turnovers going to play out in this emotionally driven game?
So they'll start at the Rowe 38-yard line with 36 seconds left in the quarter. And they've still got the wind at their back. There's Gunnar Henderson going in motion. So a Rowe player and a Bulldog player both move. And we have a whistle.
False start. On the offense, number 51. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So I'll move it back to the Rowe 43.
5-yard mark off against.
Take a look at the replay here. Maldonado's kick was real high. And then you can see just simply muffed there. And of course it went forward, and Montemayor right on top of it.
So far, Henderson has been very quiet, Mark.
And there's a handoff straight ahead. Roy Gutierrez now being bottled up by about 5 different Warriors, including Miguel Macias, Angel Rodriguez also in there. I think Daniel Martinez also getting in there. Martinez playing 2 ways tonight on the offensive and defensive lines. We take a look at this replay. They picked up 3 yards.
That should be the end of the exciting first quarter, Mark.
See if they snap it so they can have one more play with the wind at their back, and they do not. So that's the end of the first quarter of play. And it's Rowe 14, Mackay 6. But we've got an exciting game brewing here with this norther blowing in, and both teams excited with some big plays early on. We'll take a break, be back with the second quarter of action in just a moment. Warriors 14, Bulldogs 6 here on Football Night in McAllen.
Ever see a vehicle advertised at a price you want and you drive over to get it and it's gone? Don't fall for those gimmicks. Bogus will give you a real deal, and 2 locations right here in the Valley. Come see for yourself. It's better at Bogus.
And welcome back to Football Night in McAllen. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna. And it's starting the second quarter. Teams have switched directions. So Mackay now going from right to left, going into the wind here in this second quarter as they toss it to Gunnar Henderson running to the right side. And he's going to lose some yardage back to the 42-yard line.
47,
tackled by,
Mark?
Yeah, Isaac Mata, defensive tackle.
And because of the previous penalty, now it's a 3rd and 14. A good job by Mata. Anytime you can get Gunnar Henderson for a loss, it's a big play.
So here they go on a 3rd and 14. Nixon's going to roll out to his right side, being chased, going to fire downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Dylan Martinez, but there is a flag down. Flag is down way back near where Nixon threw the football.
Would you, if it's against the Bulldogs, Mark, would you decline the penalty and go with a 4th and 14?
I think so.
Would you pin them down?
It's in that area where you normally see a roughing the passer.
I think they're talking to the Warriors to see if they want to take the penalty, Mark, or they're explaining what happened.
Again, all homecoming participants, please report to the track at this time.
Holding on the offense, number 51. That penalty decline. The result of the play is 4th down.
So Coach Bobby Flores decides to leave it at 4th and 14. So that means that the Bulldogs more than likely will punt. We know that the last time Mark did a great job of a punt inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, the Bulldogs bringing their punting unit out there.
Timeout. McAllen Nikki Rowe. That's the first charge timeout of the first half.
And Rowe elects to call a timeout. 4th and 14 for Mackay. It's Rowe 14, McAllen High 6. And we'll look to take a break here.
Houston 4, Dodgers 0.
Here on Football Night at McAllen. We'll be back in just a moment.
Ever since I was young, I've had a passion for science, and I really hope to change the world through chemistry.
We're back here on Football Night in McAllen. Bulldogs in punt formation now. See Eric Fuente there on the punt return unit. And looks like for Mackay it'll be Christian Solis, their tight end, will be the punter. And he gets this one off, his second punt of the game. Takes a bit of a Bulldog bounce and fielded by Bernal, who will fair catch it at about the 19-yard line.
Ball will be placed on the Warrior 20-yard line, the 1st and 10 row.
A good job by the Warrior defense, Mark. The Bulldogs, after the fumble recovery, had an excellent field position, but the Warrior defense did a good job. So in that instance, Mark, the turnover was not turned into points.
Yeah, Mackay was able to parlay one turnover into points, and then their second turnover ended up with the punt. See what Rowe can do now. Rowe up 14-6. Ortiz, the quarterback, in the shotgun. They have Ramirez in motion. They fake to him and to Garcia. Going to throw it deep now. Man is wide open, and it's incomplete. Intended for Ruben Saenz, who was wide open, but the pass just couldn't. A little bit overthrown. It'll be second down.
There could be another penalty, Mark. So I don't know if it would have counted, but what a call by offensive coordinator Sean Tarantola, because receiver was open.
And Rowe has the wind at their back now. They can take those deep shots here in the second quarter.
But they get a penalty here, Mark. A big one.
Sideline interference on Mackay. That's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Wow, that's the second time.
That's a huge penalty, Mark. Gets the Warriors into decent field position now.
That'll move it from the 20 to the 35. And it's 5 penalties in this game on Mackay. None have been called on Rowe. So they send it to Angel Rodriguez. Sweep to the left side. Has some good room there. Crosses the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Tackled by Moya. Well, Jack Bramble also in there from his defensive back spot. It'll be second down and 3 now. 10.5 minutes to play here in this first half. And Rowe by 8 right now. So they put a man in motion. They'll hand it off. Rodell Garcia with a big hole to the left tackle. And he's crossing the 50 into Bulldog territory now to about the 43 as we see a flag command right at the end of the play.
But anytime you have your safeties and defensive back making the tackles, Mark, that means the holes are opening up. An offensive line for the Warriors, they're doing a good job, Mark. And it looks like the penalty is going to be against the Bulldogs. Because the markers are moving.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Another big penalty,
on the defense,
Mark.
number 10.
15-yarder.
That's a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
And we talked about that, Mark, the homecoming event. Your emotions are high. Rivalry. You got to control your emotions because all you're doing is holding. It happened to be a face masking, so that was probably not intentional.
Yeah, but face masks, whether intentional or not, are 15 yards. They're at the 28 now as they flip it to Noe Ramirez.
Whoa,
cuts inside
move.
at the 20, still going forward, all the way down to the 10-yard line before Helmkamp can bring him down. And this might be a first and goal situation.
Mark, what a move by Noe Ramirez. This is as good as move I've seen all year. We take a look at the replay of this big 18-yard gain by Noe Ramirez. Take a look at him right. No, that was when they tackled him. But right before that, he put on a move and just left the defender gasping for air.
And we've got a timeout now.
Check it out, Mark, right here. Look at this nice view. So, wow.
Timeout.
That's where
McAllen. That's the first charge
Hellcat
timeout.
showing you why
First half.
he's the #1 tackler on the Bulldog defense.
All right, finally forced out of bounds by Hellcat. And it's a timeout for Mackay. And the Warriors, up 14-6, have a 1st and goal at the Mackay 10-yard line. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back here with more Football Night in McAllen.
My dream is to become a marine biologist because I've always loved sharks and turtles, and exploring ocean life is what I want to do.
And back here on Football Night at McAllen, the Warriors lined up at the 1st and goal at the Mackay 10. I'll put Rodriguez in motion, flip to Rodriguez, trying to get a sweep to the left, and has yardage up to about the 6 before they force him way back, but they'll give him forward progress up to about the 7.
Zach Garcia amongst the 4 Bulldog defenders.
Andrew Rodriguez on the carry for the Warriors.
Warriors now over 100 yards rushing in this game. They've had it on the ground more than usual because of that high wind tonight.
Well,
Second
not,
down
Mark?
and goal.
It's working.
They're going to hand this off. Garcia, big hole left side at the
Touchdown.
5 and in, touchdown. And Garcia has his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Excellent blocking up the middle, led by the center. Jose Quintero and Arnold de la Rosa, Mark Quiroz, doing an excellent job of controlling the line of scrimmage, Mark. Making it easy for Raudel Garcia, a senior that's playing very hard in his last game against cross-time rivals, Bulldogs.
So it'll be Bernal to hold, Castillo to kick, Puente the snapper for the extra point try. 9:28 to go here in the second quarter. Good snap and hold, and the kick is up and away, and it's good. And Castillo is now 3 for 3 in this game, and the Warriors have a 21-6 lead with 9.5 to play here in the second quarter. Let's take another look at that touchdown. This is Garcia, great blocking for him. He's hit slightly at the 5, hit again at the goal line, and goes into the end zone standing up for his 2nd score tonight, the 3rd for the Warriors, and they lead it by 15 here in the second. We'll be back in just a moment.
Give us a chance to get to know you better. Honesty, integrity, and quality of service. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
Back here on Football Night in McAllen, you can see a lot of pink in the stands. It is October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of pink on the field as well. It's the Warriors up 21-6 here in this game. They just finished an 80-yard, 6-play drive that was helped by a couple of big penalties, a couple of 15-yard penalties helped the Rowe cause a bit, and it was Garcia with a 7-yard run for the touchdown.
And Mark, let's give credit to the class of 1988. They're back for their 30th year reunion, and they're trying to start the wave. So how about that for school spirit?
Very good. Coming up in the second half, you know, every game, Mario, they have our alumni of the week, and they'll be honoring someone from the class of 78. Coming up. Yeah, there's the Mackay fans. They're excited. A lot of tradition, a lot of pride. The Mackay fans, as this kick goes out for a touchback, and it'll be the Bulldogs football at the 25-yard line.
So with 9 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the second quarter, Mark, it's time for the Bulldog offense to keep moving the ball and get on the scoreboard. You got to stay close to the Warriors.
Yeah, and they've got the wind in their faces this quarter as well.
The Mackay cheerleaders, Mark, they don't have any sweaters or anything. I don't wonder if they're cold.
Yeah, they're tough. Roy Gutierrez gets the call on first down. Has some good blocking all the way up to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 5 before he's stopped by Barrera.
Barrera wasn't listed as a starter, Mark, but he's doing a good job on defense.
And Bulldogs come out with 2 receivers right, 1 left. Is going to hand this off in the backfield. Again, it's Gutierrez. He has good room. First down and more. Nice little juke move at the 40 and even more yardage all the way up to the 48-yard line. A pickup of 18 yards before Chris Neal finally brings him down.
What a nice hole right up the middle.
Look at that replay. Some great blocking by Trevino, Salinas, Dowd, Sanders, and Mejia on that offensive line. As they give this a wraparound draw to Gutierrez again, but this time the Warriors have it smoked out. Yep.
Daniel Martinez.
Daniel Martinez.
Mark. We got to call his name out because his father works at a local sandwich shop, and he's the one that makes the sandwiches for us, so we want to make sure that he makes it, gets them right for us. Good guy. He's probably out there on the visitor side standing up and cheering for his son. In fact, I spot him from way over here, Mark.
As at every Rowe game. Under 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Nixon's going to hand this off or fake. Yes, he does hand it off. It's Henderson. And going to the left side. Henderson trying to get outside. Gets a little bit of yardage into Rowe territory to the 44 before Rodriguez brings him down.
Now that play didn't look like it was going anywhere. If it wasn't for the athletic ability of Gunnar Henderson, he was able to turn a possible loss of yardage situation into positive yards.
Picked up a good block from Cordell Martinez as well. Helped pick up those 8 yards. And it's 3rd down and 2. Bulldogs are 2 for 4 on 3rd as they give it to Gutierrez. Trying to get forward, but I think only makes it back to the line of scrimmage before Martinez again, who's having a big night here, brings him down.
Daniel Martinez again, and like you said earlier in the game, Mark, he also plays offense. But doing a good job. I think he wasn't starting on offense, Mark, because I think they're starting to use him a little bit more on defense. He was a starter all year last year on defense. A 4th and 3 situation. Could Coach Brewer have something special here, or is he going to play it safe?
Yeah, they're in Rowe territory, and it's 4th and short. But they snap this to the punter, who's going to run it. It is a fake, and he throws it, and it is caught by Henderson. And that is enough for a first down.
Well, thank you, Coach Brewer, for making me look good. Because as I said, Mark, did he have something up his sleeve? And he did, and as you saw,
yeah, you see
Solis
ran
he's
out.
A lefty, Mark. It fits in well in his throwing motion as Angel Rodriguez made the tackle. First down, Bulldogs.
I didn't even know he was a lefty. But, everyone knows it now. They move up to the 39, a gain of 6 on the 4th and 3. And there's a big hole up the middle. Gutierrez again, the workhorse, all the way down to the 27 before Puente finally wrestles him down.
And the momentum now is definitely on the Bulldog side, thanks to a good call by Kevin Brewer, risking a 4th and situation and getting a first down.
And here's Gutierrez, again dances his way through, still fighting, carries a couple of Warriors all the way to the 23-yard line for he's forced down by Alonso.
Jose Alonso and Eric, 47 Isaac Mata, and Jose Alonso.
So 2nd down and 5. Bulldogs on the march after that 4th down gamble as they fake it to Gutierrez, and Nixon wants to keep it. Goes around to the left side. Rodriguez forces him out of bounds after a short gain.
And after you run Gutierrez and run Gutierrez, and you have a fake by quarterback Nixon, it works, Mark. That's enough for a first down.
There's a 6-yard gain, and it says, "This is our house," there on the on the side there by the Bulldog side of the stadium. Nixon on first down wants to throw, left side, incomplete, intended for Henderson. Henderson came into tonight having caught 25 balls for close to 400 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. He leads the team with 9 total touchdowns.
And there's a real good matchup between Henderson on offense and Angel Rodriguez on defense.
They have it now 2nd and 10 at the Rowe 17-yard line. 5:25 to go in the second quarter. Handoff Gutierrez. And
Number
Gutierrez hit in the
47.
backfield. Yeah, Mata again. The big play
Great
there.
game. Came in there quickly.
And Lolo Bosquez, linebacker, also helping out on that play.
Bosquez. It was Bosquez. 5 minutes to go, Mark, 21-6. I wonder if the superintendent came today. It was a little cold, but
Oh, he's tough. He comes in all kinds of weather. As they do the Wildcat and snap it to Henderson directly, crossing the 15 at the 10, hurdles a man near the 5, is down near the 2-yard line. And the Bulldogs definitely knocking on the door now with a 1st and goal. Bulldogs on the move here as they picked up a good block from Roy Gutierrez as well. We're joined now by our superintendent, Dr. Jay Gonzalez, and here tonight enjoying this game. And actually, they're going to spot him out of bounds at the 7. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 7. 2 men in the backfield. And again, they have Henderson in the Wildcat. Snap to Henderson. Wants to go straight ahead. Hit. Fumbles the football. And it looks like Rowe may have it. And it looks like they do. And that is 35, Jorge Barrera, the linebacker, who comes up with it. And the second turnover now on Mackay. And that's a tough break there, as they had a 1st and goal at the 7 and unable to get a touchdown, as they still trail in this game 21-6. Joined now by Dr. Jay Gonzalez. Dr. Gonzalez, your thoughts on this game tonight, and also the nice weather we're having here tonight as well.
Well, it's always nice to see the community out. It is a nice, crisp Friday night, so glad to see so many parents and community members out tonight. Inter-city rivalry tonight. We know that the teams are working hard. They've been practicing hard. Coaches have been preparing them for this game. No, it's homecoming for the Bulldogs, so it's a special night for them and all the Bulldog alumni. So it's just a magical night. McAllen ISD, we're enjoying some football.
Have you had a chance to mingle in the crowd a little bit? I know there's you have a lot more Mackay fans than usual with all the homecomings.
Well, I was able
on.
to shake a couple of hands on the way up. I saw trustee Debbie Crane Alizeda, and I
class
saw
of 84.
Yeah, she is the
Mackay.
class of 84. She was also with Ann Vega, who's our director for technology. So it was nice to see them on my way up. But a lot of familiar faces. I've been with the district for 20 years, so big part of the family here.
Oh, and a big catch, or no, not quite. I thought Signs almost had that one as they went deep, and Signs not quite able to corral it, so it brings up a 3rd down and 10 now for the Rowe Warriors. What's I know there have been some board meetings lately, and I think next week. Or what are some of the things that are developing right now between you and the school board in the big picture?
Well, one of the things is our
on the
strategic
offense from
plan
72.
is really what's driving the organization. So
decline.
really focusing on goal
down.
1, which is student achievement and student focus, and goal 2, which is people development, and ensuring that goal 3, financial priorities, and goal 4, facility priorities are something that we hold near and dear to our heart. Our Board of Trustees are always focused on what's best for our students. They do a tremendous job with the oversight of the district and helping us manage our budget, making all the approvals that go into how we manage our money. And because of that, we've received a lot of accolades in the area of finance. So we're very, very excited about all the things that are going on in our district, and very excited that we have a very progressive board.
Yeah, there was an award won not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, that the business office won. It was an international level.
Yeah,
award,
that was
wasn't it?
international. It was around the area of budgeting, so it just says that there's indicators that we had to hit, but the interesting thing and the thing we're most proud of is the fact that it was an international award. So it's the first time we've won that award, and we have a tremendous money team. Lorena Garcia, our assistant superintendent for business operations, does a tremendous job. along with Cindy Richards, our Chief Financial Officer, and everybody else in the department. So our money team, along with our Board of Trustees and everybody else, plays a key role in that.
Here's Gunnar Henderson on the punt return, has a huge line of blockers in front of him as he caught that at his 46, runs it all the way back down near the 10-yard line. No flags on the field, so a great play there by Mackay as they force the punt, and then Gunnar Henderson, who is so dangerous as a kick returner, able to have a full open field in front of him, and you saw his tremendous speed there. So he got that all the way down to, they're going to mark this at the 12. Let me take a look at this replay here. You see all the blocking he had. They had a wall of blockers on that left side. And then forced out of bounds at the 12. So Mackay will again be knocking on the door. Just late here in the first half. We got 3:38 to go. And the Bulldogs down by 2 scores. So we see Henderson lined up to the left side in the slot. They'll snap to Nixon, give it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez, big hole up the middle, a move at the 7, and he's in for the touchdown. Wow. 12-yard run for the touchdown. The Bulldogs immediately take advantage of Gunnar Henderson's big punt return. Some nice athletes out there, aren't there?
Yeah, one of the things our coaches do a great job of is getting our kids nice and strong. We have great weight rooms, great strength and conditioning programs. Agility training is second to none in McAllen ISD. I've had the opportunity to see all of our athletes and how hard they train in the off season and in the weight room. So hats off to the coaching staff for ensuring that our students are strong and able to do all the things necessary on the football field.
Here are the reverses. Dylan Martinez, who gets in for the 2-point conversion. They had Henderson in the Wildcat. He ran left and reversed it back to Martinez, and they convert for 2. And now it's a 1-score game at 21-14. We'll take a look at that touchdown right here on the replay, and then we'll go to break with 3:32 to play here before halftime. And it's Rowe 21, Mackay 14. There you see the touchdown run by Gutierrez. Great blocking at the line of scrimmage. Then he kind of did the Olay move there at about the 5-yard line like a matador and goes in for the score. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll continue with our superintendent, Dr. Gonzalez, right after this here on Football Night in McAllen.
My dream is to be a nurse and work in the labor and delivery field. I like caring for people and taking care of moms to be, and I want to help bring life into the world.
Back, here's another look at that 2-point conversion. Henderson out the Wildcat, reverses it to Martinez. Great call as he gets in for the 2-point conversion. And it's 21-14. Rowe still in front, but Mackay not going anywhere. Mackay about to kick it off here to Nikki Rowe with 3:32 to play before halftime. There's Sam Aldonado. They kick this one high and short, and it's muffed by the Warriors, but they fall on it at the 36-yard line. So the Warriors will have possession at their own 36. And Dr. Gonzalez, we just saw a video there with one of our student ambassadors, some series of videos that we've made with them talking about their hopes and dreams and things like that. Can you share a little bit about that campaign?
Yeah, one of the things we're trying to ensure that we understand all of our students' dreams, regardless of what they want to do in their life. And so we had this really cool campaign where we're going out and we're asking students what their dreams are, and their dreams are everything from wanting to be educators to medical doctors to bankers to lawyers to architects and engineers, and join the military and start businesses. So the universe of all possibilities is what our kids are dreaming about. So we're working hard as the district to ensure that we're putting them in a position to accomplish those dreams. So the next thing is we're reaching out to schools across the world. So schools on all 7 continents, and we're asking them to do the same thing, to ask their students what their dreams are.
And I know we've done some inroads, we've made some contacts with some different, educational entities elsewhere, haven't we?
Yeah,
sharing
we have.
the videos
We've been
online and
working
such?
with a school in Argentina, and we should be getting some traction there. We also have some connections in Monterrey in Canada. So we're trying to reach out to schools in different parts of the world, really trying to hit all 7 continents. And right now we're fortunate because we have staff members that have contacts. So we're trying to kind of force it right now. We're reaching out to schools, American schools across the world, and we've got some people interested. So we're interested to see what kids are dreaming across the world, and we're going to find that there's a lot of congruencies to what we want and what they want.
Make that campaign grow just a little bit at a time. As Noe Ramirez, who scored 1 touchdown earlier tonight, takes this around the left side for a short gain, a little deeper into Mackay territory, and short of the first down. He's going to be at about the 43-yard line, and they need the 40 for the first down. And Dr. Gonzalez, I know you want to get back to meeting a lot of people who may be here for the first time in many years because of the homecoming tonight. So any final thoughts or any final things you want to share with the public before we let you go?
Well, really want to thank everybody for coming out, especially all of our classes that came out for homecoming with the McAllen Bulldog campus. And also encourage people to join the Alumni Association. If they haven't joined the McAllen ISD Alumni Association, we'd really like them to consider that, because we're trying to do everything that we can to get individuals to join that Alumni Association and give back. And it's free. We just want to know your story, know that you're living your dream, and how you can give back to the district.
Yeah, and that's November 4th is going to be that special reunion at Lamar Academy. And again, like you said, it's free. You can register online or just call 928-8970.
That's right.
And yeah, we'll get you signed up. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I know we'll see you at that event too, won't we? November the 4th.
I will definitely be there. Looking forward to meeting a lot of people. I'd also like to thank everybody that took part in our Field of Faith with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So we had Rich Garza, who's the chaplain for the San Antonio Spurs, an ex-NFL football player that came and spoke to our students. So I want to thank all of our students for being engaged and also for coming out to the Fields of Faith, and especially thank Rich Garza for taking time to come to our district and share a powerful message.
He spoke at a lot of different campuses, didn't he? And then Wednesday night they had a big event here at this stadium.
That's right. He spoke at all 7 middle schools, all 3 comprehensive high schools, and the ING Center. I believe he went to Achiever College High School as well. And then we had the big finale here with the Fields of Faith. And it was a great turnout, great message, very powerful. So once again, thank you to Rich Garza, the chaplain for the San Antonio Spurs and former NFL player.
That's neat. Yeah, that's big time. I saw his message, and he's a really powerful, really good speaker, him coming out there. So, Dr. Gonzalez, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you.
We saw an incomplete pass as Rowe went deep, trying to hit Adrian Bernal down there on the right side, and went incomplete. And I'll bring up 4th down and 10 for the Warriors.
Stop by the Bulldog defense.
And the punting unit is on there for Nikki Rowe. It's only their 2nd punt tonight, and they kick this one. There'll be no return. It's bouncing inside the 5, takes a good Warrior bounce, and by that I mean it doesn't continue forward into the end zone, but actually kind of dies right at the 3-yard line. And Mackay will have a tall order here with 48 seconds left in the first half. I always enjoy talking to Dr. Gonzalez, so you find out so much that's going on throughout the district.
He could probably stay here for another hour, Mark, because we know that in McAllen ISD, there's a lot of things going on. Opportunities for kids, and we have all our community involved. It's just incredible the amount of energy that McAllen ISD has.
And he has to be everywhere.
He sure does.
At all these different events, and then as you heard him talk about keeping up with the budget and the curriculum and everything else, as Mackay will hand this off, and Gutierrez tackled short of the line of scrimmage and very close to a safety there as Isaac Mata darted through to make the stop from his defensive tackle position.
A good job, Mark, by Gutierrez to make sure that there was no safety. He had to earn that yard to get out of there. See, the contact was right there, Mark.
Yeah, the initial contact, he was still in the end zone.
Isaac Mata
was able to get out to the 1.
Those 2 points can be very important later down the road. But Mark, getting back to one of our keys to the game, we talked about special teams. And boy, what What
Nikki
a
Rowe.
punt return by
That's the second charge timeout.
Gunnar
of the first half.
Henderson. He took it all the way to the what-yard line?
Clock operator.
Down to about the
Can you
12.
put 40 seconds on the game clock?
That was pretty good, and that kind of got them back in the game.
Yeah, McAllen had that
Thank
set
you.
up beautifully, as the punt went directly to Henderson, and then they had the kind of a wall set up for him along the right side, and Henderson was able to run behind that wall all the way down to the 12 from the 46. So a 34-yard punt return helped set up the 12-yard run by Gutierrez.
And Henderson demonstrated why a lot of teams don't like to punt the ball to him. They punt it out of bounds. And that would be something that maybe Coach Flores is going to be thinking about at halftime.
Well, there's 40 seconds left here in the first half. Rowe took that timeout to stop the clock. Going to force McKay to run another play as McKay hands this off to Gutierrez in the backfield. Gets across the line of scrimmage up to about the 6-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play before Robbie Leal brings him down. It'll bring up third
It's going
down.
to be on the penalty mark on offsides on the Warrior defense.
So we take a look at that replay. See, they were
Yeah.
trying to strip the football from
Yeah,
Gutierrez.
good job by Gutierrez, Mark. Good
Offside.
observation on your part.
On the defense, number 33. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So the Bulldogs gain 5 yards, but by accepting the penalty, they get the 5 yards and get the down back.
There's been a lot of action here in the first half. Lots of mistakes, turnovers. So that second half is going to be something else, Mark.
And now I think a timeout has been called as the officials stop it. 28 seconds left. And I think it was the Warriors timeout, their final timeout. So the the Bulldogs
Timeout,
just have to
Nikki
run.
Rowe. That's the third and final charge timeout of the first half.
All the Bulldogs have to do is run one more play, and the Warriors won't be able to stop it, and it will be at the half.
The defense huddling around. Defensive coordinator for the Warriors, Mark, is Oscar Torres, who played back in the day with Coach Bucky Rodriguez when they had an undefeated regular season. And now he's back with the Warriors, trying to bring that culture back to the Warriors. They were in the playoffs last year. And of course, we know Bobby Flores also was quite a good athlete with Nikki Rowe. Not only was he a good football player, Mark, but he was a heck of a basketball player and was very good in track.
And a victory formation by the Bulldogs as they snap it to Nixon, who will take a knee, and that'll be the last play of the first half. So halftime score will be 21-14 with the Nikki Rowe Warriors in front. And the Bulldogs playing a tough game here. The Bulldogs came in 2-5. The Warriors were 6-1. But it's a one-score game as we go into the halftime locker room. And we're at the break, 21-14. We'll hear from the bands of Nikki Rowe and from McKay coming up here at halftime and have our halftime stats, but we'll leave you with a look at some halftime, first half highlights here as we go to break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
One of the big advantages of having your child come to McAllen School District is they have a registered nurse at each and every campus. Our registered nurses are readily available for all our students, and our focus is on your child's success.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's halftime show featuring from McAllen James Nikki Rowe School, the mighty Warrior Band, the Bulldogs, and the award-winning yard. Warrior Band hits the field with an opening number. Give my regards to Broadway. Let's beat the 2017-20 Nikki Rowe Tiaras under the direction of Susan Cheryl Thomas. The tiaras are wearing pink accessories and sporting pink palms in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Introducing the tiara officers, First Lieutenant Junior Melanie Nicole Perón, Captain Senior Ashley Lorraine Garza, Major Senior Annalisa Ochoa. All three officers were selected as Showtime International and Showmakers of America All-Star Dancers. Annalisa Ochoa will also be performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. Our tiara of the week is Denise Dominguez. We now feature the tiaras in a palm routine to Born This Way. Ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Rowe School, tiaras. Mighty Warrior Band will now present their Pigskin Show, featuring music from Bent. Warrior Band is under the field direction of head drum major Angela Arzola and drum majors Cassandra Cabarrerias and David Campos. And now James Nikki Rowe High School proudly presents the Mighty Warrior Band. and gentlemen, the Nikki Rowe High School Mighty Warrior Marching Band. Now, special tomahawk salute for the great students, administration, community members, and press on these campers. My children, Nikki Rowe High School Band. Thank you for your outstanding support. The 2017-2018 Color Guard Masters on Hector Lopez and his favorite event. The Rowe Band is under the direction of Rebecca Garza, assisted by Dr. Gunnar, Patty Central Leather, Henry Castillo, Denise Rodriguez, Bruce Woodford, and Barry Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your hospitality. Enjoy the rest of the halftime show, and let's go Warriors! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. McAllen High School presents McAllen Bulldogs Marching Band. The McAllen Band directors are Kristen Brown, Adolfo Soler, Bobby Salazar, Angela Kimball, Oscar Medina, and Mr. David Moreno. Teleconference is Stephanie Kimball. Drum majors for the McAllen Band are senior playmakers Jordan Salas, Gunnar and Andrea Davila. Teleconference is Grace Weber. Band speakers are Joseph McPorter and Maggie Solis. At this time, the McAllen Band is here. Tonight's presentation is being done by McAllen Band President Gunnar and McAllen Band Booster Treasurer Juan Trevino. The leaders of the band are Anthem and McAllen Band Booster. And now, we welcome to the 2017 and 2018 McAllen High School festivities. Senior class officers are Kelly Poppins, Vice President Mike Chamberlain, Secretary Danny Garza, Treasurer Kristen Sahadi, Parliamentarian Seth Garza. Student Council officers are President Marisol Villar, Vice President Ysael Salina, Corresponding Secretary Tanner Alden, Treasurer Andres Segovia, Parliamentarian Seth Garza, and Historian Jenna Peña. Every year, McAllen High School calls celebrating mornings from throughout the world. Tonight, we would like to introduce her as your ambassador of friendship and culture of her country to McAllen. This year we have from Taiwan, Yu Han. This year we are celebrating New Year's Eve. Let us welcome back McAllen. class of 1968 is Mary Escorted by Mr. Keith Remy. From the class of 1988, From the class of 2008, we have my sister let's get these things one go back. Representing the softball class, we have softball judge and representing the junior class, we have the Gunnar, Texas, to Chuck Chavez. The senior homecoming judge for the class 2000 are Chelsea Hopkins, escorted by Gunnar Henderson. The senior homecoming troops for the class of 2018 are Blake Kittle, escorted by Gunnar. We have Sandra Natsa, escorted by Ruben Natsa. And we have Cody Thomas, escorted by Becky Thomas. This is Cody Thomas and Kevin Hopkins.
let's give all these participants of this year's homecoming festivities a round of applause as they leave the field. We hope you have enjoyed this evening as well as this week's homecoming activities. And now, if you will please stand and join the Mackay Band with the traditional spelling of Mackay.
And the little Bulldogs run out at the start of the second half of every Bulldogs home game. They also do it, they have little Warriors for the Rowe games, and they have little Mustangs for the Mustang games. So contact your school. I believe it's the quarterback clubs that are arranging that. You can still get your child involved. And they're really excited, and they love that. And there we see the Nikki Rowe Warriors getting ready to come out for this second half. They have a 21-14 lead, so we get ready to start the third quarter.
Mark, getting back to the little Bulldogs, impressive. I thought it was cold. They wouldn't want to come out here, but they're not going to give an opportunity to run on the field.
When you're under 10 years old, there's no such thing as cold.
I guess not.
No.
They're still going at it, Mark.
Yeah, they're having a big time. They're on the track now as they make their way off the field and get picked up by their parents. Warriors lead at 21-14 here in the first downs. Pretty close, 10-9 in favor of Rowe. Look at the rushing yards, pretty even there, 135 to 120. Passing yards about even, but very uncharacteristic for Rowe. Came in 260 yards passing per game, only 15 yards passing in the first half. A lot of that by design, though. They were running the ball a lot more. They had the wind in their face for the entire first quarter. Both teams at exactly 150 yards total offense. Penalties, a lot on the Bulldogs, not as much on the Warriors. And then turnovers, 2 each. Both teams managing to score off turnovers as well.
And the difference in the game could be the fact that the Warriors scored 14 points off of turnovers, and the Bulldogs managed to only score 7 or 6.
Yeah, they got the one touchdown off a turnover and then unable to capitalize on the second turnover. It'll be Mackay to receive, as we see Gunnar Henderson back there to receive this kickoff. And it was Gunnar Henderson who set up a touchdown back in the second quarter with a 34-yard punt return all the way down to the 12-yard line. And it would be his teammate Roy Gutierrez, who would carry it over from there for the touchdown. And they would go for 2 and get that, and that's where we are at 21-14. Here's the kicker, Edgar Castillo, is going to kick this off to start the third quarter. It's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line by the Bulldogs, run up across the 20 and then hit. That's Chiquito with it, and he gets up to the 27-yard line. So it'll be a good field position there for the McAllen Bulldogs.
Chiquito all over the place, Mark. Also on special teams. When you have a good tackler like that, you definitely put him on special teams.
Yeah, Chiquito, good all-around athlete. And by the way, before we go any further, we want to congratulate our homecoming king and queen
Mark.
for Mackay.
Give me a big sound of his name because he's a special kid.
Yeah, the homecoming king is Cody Thomas.
Awesome
homecoming
kid.
queen, Kelsey Hoppenstedt. And congratulations to that young man and that young lady there. You can see how happy they both were. It's a memory that will last a lifetime. As on first down, the Bulldogs going from right to left, give it to Gutierrez, who stopped by the tackle Daniel Martinez after a short gain, about 3.
And getting back to the homecoming king, Mark, I was back at Milam Elementary as a PE teacher when he was a student. And I met him as a young kid, and he'll still see me today, and he remembers who I am. He's just got a great memory. And, of course, the mom is an all-world basketball player from Mackay, Becky Doobie.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the
Becky
father,
Doobie Thomas, yes.
The father, Brent Thomas, was also a great athlete at Mackay. They both graduated from Mackay, so very appropriate. Cody Thomas, and one more for you, Mark. Garrett Thomas, remember, was a heck of a football player here.
That's right.
So congratulations to the Thomas family and to Cody Thomas for being selected homecoming king.
Gutierrez with a 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down and 4, but Ed Martinez on the tackle once again. And now we've got a whistle.
And the Bulldogs should get a first down. Looks like the Warriors, 5-yard penalty.
Before the snap, offside on the defense, number 35. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So that will
Correction,
give...
first down.
Yeah, that will give them a first down.
Well, I tell you what, Mark, what kind of adjustments were done by Bulldog coach Kevin Brewer and Warrior head coach Bobby Flores. A lot can be determined here in the first 5 to 6 minutes of the beginning of the third quarter.
Yeah, just a big possession here for the Bulldogs as Nixon keeps it going right side, breaks a tackle at the 40, then a stiff arm. He's up to the 43-yard line before he's brought down by Ruiz and Puente.
And give credit to Ethan Ruiz. He actually missed the tackle, Mark, but didn't give up and came back. As we take a look at the replay on a nice fake by Nixon, we saw that Ruiz missed the tackle and then he came back. Didn't give up on the play. Puente, that was Puente actually.
This will be 2nd down and 4 from the Bulldog 43. Nixon's going to toss it or fake the toss and roll out to his left and put it up in the air, and this is caught. This is Dylan Martinez with the catch, and that'll be a first down as they're creeping into road territory now at the 48. And Noe Ramirez with the tackle.
And with every completion by Aaron Nixon, Mark, it should give him some confidence as he rolled out against his throwing motion, good blocking, and a very nice pass right between the numbers.
So 1st and 10 at the row 48. Bulldogs on the move. They give it to Gutierrez. Hit in the backfield, spins his way off 3 tacklers, and is still going.
Are you kidding me?
A sensational run there by Gutierrez. Finally brought down by Leal and Chris Leal and Robbie Leal. And a gain of only about 5 yards, but this is the toughest 5 yards I've ever seen.
He should have lost at least 3 as Martinez missed on the tackle.
He broke 4 tackles. Yeah, before 3 different Warriors brought him down.
He's a senior, Mark. He knows this is the last 2 quarters he will play ever against the Warriors.
And for the Bulldogs, it's 2nd down and 5 now. And they do a wraparound draw to Gutierrez, who just churns his way forward for another 5 yards and a first down. That's Robbie Leal and Isaac Mata teamed up for that tackle.
Gutierrez playing inspired football, Mark. It's pretty much very simple. Nothing fancy, just power. This is what I can do. Can you stop me, Warrior defense? And so far, they can't. It took 3 defenders to bring him down.
Bulldogs running game has turned out 142 yards so far. 8:45 to go here in the third. Snap it to Nixon. They're going to fake it to Gutierrez this time. And another fake, and they're going to throw the ball, and it's caught over the middle, and that's Christian Solis, forced out of bounds near the 20-yard line. So 2 fakes in the backfield, and then a toss to Ruiz, who was running a kind of a drag route across the middle of the field. And Ethan Ruiz forced him out of bounds, but not before he picked up a first down after a gain of 18 all the way down to the Rowe 19-yard line.
So far this year, I've never seen this play, Mark. All kinds of fakes, misdirection, and it worked.
Bulldogs on fire here at this early part of the third quarter. And Gutierrez, big, hard running up the middle, and he gets inside the 10-yard line. The safety, Chris Leal, brings him down. He's up to the 8-yard line, and that'll make it first and goal.
What an impressive drive, Mark. Power football just right up the middle, and Gutierrez is on a roll.
Yeah, Daniel Martinez helping in on that tackle. Shotgun snap. Nixon throws to the end zone right side, and it's overthrown, intended for Solis, and closely covered by Ethan Ruiz.
You know, even though that was an incompletion, Mark, you're looking at Aaron Nixon growing right before our eyes. He looks very confident, very relaxed. At the beginning of the game, he had a fumble here and there, but now he's looking very well, very good.
Crowd getting into it here. Second down and goal for the Bulldogs. Going to give it to Gutierrez now, trying to get outside. Or they fake it to him. Nixon keeps it at the 5 and in for the touchdown. Fooled me, fooled the defense, fooled everybody.
How good was that fake, Mark? He got you.
Yeah, major league fake to Gutierrez, and then Nixon kept it going to the left and went into the corner of the end zone, and the Bulldogs just an extra point away from tying up this football game.
I guess that answers our question on the halftime adjustments by the Bulldog offense. They looked very solid on that one. Number 60, what's the kicker's number? 67.
Sam Maldonado. And his kick is low, may have been tipped at line of scrimmage, and it's incomplete.
I thought it was 63. No?
And we'll check that. And 0 for 2 now on extra point tries, as we see it actually 63.
Thank you, guys.
Francisco
I'm not blind up here. Who's my spotter here giving us the wrong number?
Francisco Camacho with the extra point try, as we take a look at Nixon running it into the left side. Yeah, after a great fake. Bulldogs trailing by 1 now, 21-20 with 7:55 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back in just a moment.
We love a good game, but here at Bogus, we don't believe in games and gimmicks when you're buying a new vehicle. Just real deals, friendly service, and fair prices. It's better at Bogus, in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at bogusford.com.
And we're back here on football night in McAllen. The Warriors lead it 21-20. And the Warriors will be receiving the kickoff now after the Bulldogs engineered a 73-yard, 9-play scoring drive here in the opening possession of the third quarter. As we see Coach Kevin Brewer. And his team is right back in it. They were down 21-6 at one point. And now it's 21-20 as Sam Maldonado kicks off. It's high and short. That's a live football. And the Warriors have to jump on it. They never supposed to allow that ball to hit the ground as Chris Neal falls on it and prevents a possible disaster there for the Warriors.
Absolutely, Mark. That was a big play by Neal. Well, Mark, there is no doubt that the Bulldogs have all the momentum. And I like to recognize tonight was homecoming, correct? And the classes are out there showing a lot of spirit. But I got to give it to the class of 1988. There's a class that is showing the most spirit of any of the classes that end in the year 8.
There's Coach Robert Flores on the sideline. And here for Rowe, it'll be 1st and 10, their own 37. Play action fake. Ortiz to throw, has the wind at his back, throwing it long and deep, and it's incomplete. Well covered was number 9, Ruben Sainz. Kind of double covered back there. I think Zach Garcia was back there, and Chiquito.
Chiquito always in on the play.
And pressure on the play there by Mason Brewer. So you take a look at the replay.
And that is the aggressive nature of offensive coordinator for the Warriors, Sean Tarantola, not afraid to air it out.
Garcia and Bramble actually back there on the coverage. So 2nd down and 10. Rowe at the own 37. Play action fake again. They want to go screen right. And it's caught at the 40. But this is Garcia at the 50. He still picks up another block at the 40. Now he's down the right sideline. All the way to the 10 and into the end zone for a touchdown. 63 yards. Rodel Garcia, the second, make that 3rd touchdown of the night.
And Mark, I can't wait to see the replay because somebody we need to recognize is number 72, Luis Garcia. I think on 2 occasions he opened the doors for Rodel Garcia. But what a call by Sean Tarantola, Mark. He throws a long bomb to open up the offense and then comes in with a screen pass. Perfect call at the right time.
And here's the extra point try. Bernal to hold and Castillo to attempt the extra point. A high snap, but he gets it down and the kick is away and it's good. 7:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And the Warriors now lead by 8, 28-20. And that's kind of the old Warriors that we know of, the quick strike. A 63-yard, this is off a screen pass on 2nd and 10.
Mark. Jonas did a good job of selling the play, but somewhere up there, there's a block right there. And look at number 72, hustling down there where Helmkamp is a good tackler, was not able to get to Rodel Garcia.
Yeah, Luis Garcia with that big block and also a block by Mark Quiroz on that play. Some great blocking there and a 63-yard touchdown. And the Warriors lead at 28-20. We'll be back.
At Rio Bank, our goal is to help you grow and prosper with the right financial tools, quality customer service, and banking done with honesty and integrity. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
And back here on football night in McAllen, see Garcia faked out one defender there, picked up a block by Quiroz, then a downfield block further down by 72 Garcia.
And Rodel did a good job, Mark, of not going out of bounds. It was right.
Yes, stayed right there on that right sideline. And here's a squib kick picked up at the 27, across the 35 to about the 38. And on the return there was David Sosa. And so Mackay will be at the 39-yard line. So a real good field position for them.
Well, last time the Bulldogs got possession, Mark, they made it look easy. They had all kinds of different calls, misdirection, passing. So let's see. And you can tell that Aaron Nixon is gaining confidence.
And Mackay scored a 73-yard scoring drive their last time they had the ball. Here's a toss to Gunnar Henderson, trying to get around the right side. Rowe strings it out real well and brings Henderson down for a loss of yards.
Great job by Eric Puente. And we call his name on many occasions, Mark. You're looking at a definite first-team defensive back.
Loss of 6 on the play. Mackay cheerleaders under the direction of Miss Jennifer Rodriguez.
There's Big Mac in the background, Mark.
Yeah, Big Mac on the left side.
How many years has he been around? For how many reunions does he get to go to, Mark?
He gets to go to all of them. And there's a handoff straight ahead. Roy Gutierrez brought down by Daniel Martinez, who's had a big night, and Jorge Barrera also in there on the play.
Mark, how are you getting all these names so fast? You're just so smart.
Well, we have our spotter, John Macias, here.
All right, let's give John Macias a little bit of credit. He's one of our students here helping us out spotting, doing a great job. Go ahead and wave up here. There you go. Tell all your friends you go to Chief High School. Yes, sir. All right, man. Thank you for your help. You're doing a great job.
Future sportscaster in the making. As Aaron Nixon wants to throw, now pressured in the pocket. He's in the grasp as he gets rid of the football for an incomplete pass. Intended for Dylan Martinez, and looked like Lalo Bosquez had a hold of Nixon. unable to bring him down.
Lalo Bosque is doing a great job all night long. He wasn't listed as a starter, but he's been an impact player all night long, putting pressure on Nixon.
You see, yeah, Bosque was
So they don't have
trying to bring him down. So that brings up a 4th down punting formation for the Bulldogs. Solis is the punter. He did have a fake back in the first half, but this one kicks it deep, and it'll be fair caught at the Rowe 30-yard line by Adrian Bernard. Well, earlier this evening on the big scoreboard, Mario, they every week they like to recognize an alumni of the week, famous alumni from the home team, and in that case, it's the Bulldogs tonight. And tonight, the famous alumni was Letty Garza, the former Channel 5 anchor.
Letty Garza.
Class of 1978, who are a lot of her ex-classmates are out here in the crowd tonight. And for Nikki Rowe, 1st and 10, they hand off to Rodel Garcia, who skips his way for about a 6-7 yard gain.
Mark, don't you see a lot of similarity between Rodel Garcia and also on Roy Gutierrez? I mean, they're almost similar type running backs. They get you those tough yards up the middle.
That they do, yeah. They've both been workhorses here tonight, both these teams, as they flip it to Noe Ramirez with the right side, has a 1st down and more, crosses into Bulldog territory all the way down to the 43 before he's wrestled down by the Bulldogs' Robbie Maldonado.
Number 12, Robbie Maldonado, all over the field.
And we've got an official's timeout now as they spot the ball at the Bulldog 43-yard line, a gain of 20 yards.
On that flip that the quarterback gives to his runners,
receiver?
Is that considered a pass or a handoff?
Well, if it goes forward, it's a pass.
I bet you it's confusing a lot of stats because they do that on a lot of occasions and they look like they're runs.
Yeah, if they hand it right off to him, it's a handoff, but what Rowe does is actually kind of flip it forward a little bit, just about a foot.
It's an underhand flip, so
and
does
it still
that
counts
make
as
a difference?
It counts as a forward pass either way. As we have a timeout on the field, we'll take a break. Be back in just a moment. We got 5:20 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Warriors on top, 28-20. Well, this game has lived up to its billing. Had the both the Monitor and Channel 5 pick this as the game of the week, as here we are back. Nikki Rowe with a 1st and 10 at their 37-yard line. This play is going to lose yardage. They hand off to Garcia, and the Bulldog defense was ready for that one.
Matthew Ramos coming in there, a sophomore linebacker.
Wilbert Medillo, the linebacker, getting in there too. And see where they spot this.
But we do have a penalty, so let's see why he got there pretty early.
Oh, you're right.
Foul.
Oh,
defense
no.
number 58, face mask. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic, 1st down.
He did a great job of coming in there. Unfortunately, Mark, he grabbed the face mask. He got there very early, unintentional. But it was a face mask, and it's a big 15-yarder, and that puts it at the 28-yard line. The Warriors are looking good.
And here's a quick pass to Bernal at the 30-yard line as he wrapped up there and brought down by a host of Bulldogs.
And there's another penalty. It could be another face mask.
Matthew Ramos with the tackle. But another flag down, as you said. Yeah, that 15-yard penalty moved it all the way up to the McAllen 28.
Either that or they have an illegal block.
4:51 to go here in the 3rd. Warriors up 28-20.
There's another big one, Mark. And Coach Kevin Brewer is not happy.
Coach Brewer out there on the field to get the explanation. The referee is David Moreno. Oh, correct.
Personal foul. Number 58 of the defense. Face mask.
There you go.
Half
Face
the distance
mask.
to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Those are difficult penalties. And Mark, this week also marked a lot of activities on Red Ribbon Week. I went to a lot of schools to visit, and boy, there were so many great activities.
Two fouls in a row on the same player, Mackay, both of them face masked. 1st and 10 at the 14. Toss Noe Ramirez trying to get outside right. Stiff arm at the 10 and then wrestled out of bounds. And that was Robbie Maldonado with the tackle.
And that one was, we do have another flag, Mark.
Holding on the offense, number 62. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So now the penalty is on the Warriors.
That'll be the third penalty on the Warriors. There have been 8 on the Bulldogs.
You see the holding right there in front of the screen, Mark.
Yeah, it looked like Malachi Dames was getting held, the defensive end, who was trying to chase down the runner. There's a handoff, big hole here for Garcia as he's fighting his way up to about the 15-yard line. Trip Potter bringing him down.
And a good run for the Warriors. Rowe Garcia, Mark, and he got 9 yards right away.
Rowe up close to 150 yards rushing in this game. So they make it to Garcia, and the Wildcat now, it's Bernal who elects to keep it and picks up about 2 yards. So they put Bernal in the Wildcat.
And Bernal has had success in the Wildcat, Mark. If you remember in that overtime game, he actually scored the winning touchdown.
Yeah, that's against Mission.
And I tell you what, Mark, I wasn't here. I was out of town, but I got to see you guys in action.
All right.
Out of town.
28-21, Rowe victory. And the third down here, they're going to hand this off. Big hole up the middle for Garcia. Hit at the 1, goes in for the touchdown. Wow. Big night for Garcia. Has had 4 touchdowns here this evening. And that one gives Rowe a 34-20 lead.
What an opening big hole right up the middle.
So 3:23 left in the third. The Warriors go up by 2 touchdowns once again. We'll have to see if it was Bernal who was in the Wildcat once again. Here's Bernal holding for the extra point by Castillo. And his extra point is good. And Castillo is perfect tonight. 5 for 5. And it is the Warriors now up 35-20. 3:23 to play here in the third quarter. A 70-yard, 6-play drive by the Warriors. 13-yard run by Garcia caps it off here right here. And it was Bernal who was lined up in that Wildcat once again.
He came in here with 48 points, Mark, and now with those 24 points. Let me ask my spotter here, how much is that?
72.
I was asking the spotter, not you, Mark.
Well, he spots. He doesn't do the math part.
72
we'll be back in just a moment. Your child is family. Embraced with academic rigor, life skills, and enrichment, our students earn college credit, associate's degrees, licenses and certifications, and advanced diplomas. McAllen ISD. And welcome back to Football Night in McAllen. Mark May with Mario Reyna. Hope you're enjoying this game. 35-20 our score. Next week, Mackay will be at La Jolla Palmview. Nikki Rowe will be at home against the La Jolla High Coyotes. In fact, Nikki Rowe finishes the season here in this stadium because they're a road team here tonight. They'll be the home team next week. And then for their final regular season game, they are the road team again against McAllen Memorial. So they won't be leaving the stadium. As we see kind of an onside kick. He's kicking it off to the side. Kind of a halfway squib, halfway onside kick as that trickles out of bounds at around the 35-yard line.
And Mark, that's what happens when you have a Gunnar Henderson back to receive kickoffs. It creates problems. It was a bad kick. The Bulldogs are going to get great field position out of this.
Free kick out of bounds. On the kick tee. 5 yards will be added to where the ball went out of bounds.
So it went out at the 37. They'll move it up to the 42. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from there. See the Bulldog fans, the student body, happy, having a good time tonight. And snap to Aaron Nixon. Big hole here for Gutierrez. Into the secondary, 1st down and more. Now cuts and goes to the 40. Now he's at the 30, being chased. He's at the 20 and pulled down from behind near the 15-yard line. Angel Rodriguez with possibly a touchdown saving tackle and a huge run for Roy Gutierrez. He's having a whale of a night.
43 yards on that carry, Mark. That puts him in the... How many yards does he have now, Mark, more or less?
Well, the Bulldogs are up to 196 yards.
He's got most
and probably about 150 are his.
I'm impressed by the speed of Angel Rodriguez. Came out of nowhere.
Rodriguez had a full sprint, chased him almost the entire 40 yards. 1st down at the Rowe 15-yard line. And here's a Wildcat snap to Henderson, going around to the left side on a sweep and forced out of bounds at around the 7. Chris Neal and I think Noe Ramirez getting in there on that tackle. And Henderson saying they may have grabbed his face mask.
He's right. I think he's right, but you know, sometimes you can't see everything. What do we have on the screen? Look at the replay there. So we'll see. Yes, you do see the...
It looked like, yeah.
The face mask, but it happened so quick, it's hard to see, Mark.
So it is 2nd down and 2 from the 7. High snap. Nixon has it, going to fire to the end zone, and incomplete, intended for Solis. Solis had to go to full extension to try to reach that one, but a little bit too high for him.
He's got good hands. I can't, I would like to see the replay, but a great throw by Aaron Nixon. He first did a good job of securing the ball because it was a high snap. That's one of those kind of throws that Kristen Solis has caught before. Good pass by Aaron Nixon.
Ethan Ruiz covering on the play. So 3rd down and 2. Might be 4-down territory with 2:30 to play in the 3rd. Handoff, Gutierrez breaks a tackle in the backfield, surges forward all the way down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Vasquez with the tackle.
And a missed tackle or good running, whatever you want to call it. I'll probably give it to good running, but take a look at the replay right there, Mark. There's a missed tackle. And 1st down, 1st and 2.
Vasquez and Neal in there along with Beretta. So 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. High snap goes over the head of Nixon. Ball is bouncing back. It's loose at the 25-yard line. Henderson, I think, also back there and falls on it, and Bulldogs will retain possession, but they lose yardage all the way back to the 29-yard line. It's a loss of 27 yards.
Now that has to hurt, Mark. You go from a 1st and 2 to a 2nd and 27, a 25-yard loss. It was simply a high snap. And remember, Mark, on one of the previous snaps, Nixon did a good job on a high snap.
Yeah, there was a high snap a few plays ago when Nixon was able to bring it down. So it's 2nd and goal from the 29-yard line. So they give it to Henderson, reverse left. The 20-yard line picks up a downfield block and then goes out around the 17. Noe Ramirez forced him out.
Boy, that play looked like it was going somewhere, Mark, and all of a sudden the speed of the Warriors, and you talked about that in your pre-game show, that you felt that the Bulldogs had the muscle, but that the Warriors had the speed, and it came to in this play because it looked like Henderson had an open field. So what kind of play would you think you'd have in the 3rd and 17, Mark?
Probably a pass. They've tried to hit Dylan Martinez and also Christian Solis several times in this game as Nixon wants to throw. Going to throw over the middle, and this is caught. It looks like it'll be about around the 6-yard line, and that's Christian Solis on the catch. Running kind of a down and in route, and ends up getting the ball a 10-yard gain down to the 7, but now it's 4th and goal.
And the clock is winding down. It's going to give time for Kevin Brewer. He might not run another play. There's about 18 seconds, and the play clock is at 22 seconds. So he probably is not going to have a snap here, Mark, and they're going to think about what they're going to do with a 4th and 7 going into the 4th quarter down 35 to 20.
They'll have the wind at their back the start of the 4th quarter as well. Another reason to wait. And we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter, and our score, Nikki Rowe 35, McAllen High 20. Bulldogs facing 4th and goal when we return. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
One of the big advantages of having your child come to McAllen School District is they have a registered nurse at each and every campus. Our registered nurses are readily available for all our students, and our focus is on your child's success.
Back here on Football Night in McAllen, start of the 4th quarter. Warriors leading 35 to 20. And the Bulldogs with a 4th down and goal from the 7-yard line. They had a 1st and goal at the 2, then a high snap, lost 27 yards. They've since fought their way back to the 7. So you see the Bulldog cheerleaders all excited. Looks like the Bulldogs will go for it on 4th down. Shotgun snap to Nixon, fire in the end zone, and it's incomplete, intended for Martinez. Running a slant route. Martinez seems to think there should have been a flag, but there's no flag on the play. It'll be a turnover on downs.
And the Bulldog fans also think that there was a little bit of contact in the end zone. So take a look at the happy cheerleaders from the McAllen Bulldogs.
Those are the junior varsity cheerleaders. They had different uniforms from the varsity. They're all under the direction of Miss Jennifer Rodriguez. Does an excellent job training the cheerleaders. So a sport without an off season. The 1st and 10 for the Warriors. They hand this off to Garcia. He's up to the 8-yard line.
Here's a replay on that pass. And there could have been a little bit of contact, Marcus. Nixon wasn't happy.
That might have been a bit of a break for the Warriors there.
And a break for the Warriors on this play too, Mark, because it's a completion and then a fumble. And Bernal did a good job of getting back his own fumble.
And Bernal gets it all the way up into 1st down territory to the 20. We take another look at this. A quick pass. And yeah, had the ball stripped away. And then falls on it. Ethan Moya.
Good hit by Ethan Moya to cuss a fumble.
It's a Warrior 1st down at the 20-yard line. Still time for the Bulldogs to get back in this. 11:22 to go in the 4th. But it's a 15-point lead for Rowe. Rowe's led throughout this game. They jumped to a 14-0 lead back in the 1st quarter. Then they were up 21-6 at one point. It was 21-14 at the break, 35-20 right now. As Ortiz hands this off toward the right side, and not much there for Nori Ramirez, trying to do that sweep again, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down for a loss of 2. There's a Big Mac.
There he is. Born in 1967.
Yes, 50 years old. Play action. Here's Ortiz going to throw it deep right side. Man is open. It's Bernal caught at the 50, and he's racing his way into the 30. A stiff arm on the defender, and he's going to race into the end zone for the touchdown. Adrian Bernal with an 82-yard touchdown catch from Jonas Ortiz. And the Warriors have struck pay dirt again here in this big second half.
What a call by offensive coordinator Sean Tarantola. What a call, Mark, to have that guts to make that kind of call, but why not when you have number 1, Adrian Bernal. What a throw. And the catch over his shoulder, and then after he caught it to put on that quick move to get himself open. That is kind of like a game breaker, Mark.
Here's Edgar Castillo to attempt the extra point. Good snap and hold, and right through the uprights is the kick, or excuse me, just to the left of the uprights. It missed. It was a line drive, but wide left, and it's no good. So our score now 41-20. We take another look at this. This is against the wind, by the way, so a heck of a throw here by Ortiz.
Over the shoulder, Mark.
Yeah, and Bernal caught it right at the 50. You can see he wasn't out of the woods yet. He had to give a stiff arm on the defender and was able to race his way into the end zone for a touchdown. 82 yards, completing a 4-play, 93-yard drive, and the Warriors lead it 41-20 here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back.
Ever since I was young, I've had a passion for science, and I really hope to change the world through chemistry.
And we're back here on Football Night at McAllen. There we see the tiaras for Nikki Rowe. Nikki Rowe, a lot to celebrate right now as they lead at 41-20. They've had some big strikes here in the second half. They had a 63-yard pass to Rodel Garcia, now an 82-yard completion to Adrian Bernal, and they lead at 41-20. There's a squib kick picked up at the 29 by the Bulldogs, who are going from left to right, across the 40, up to about the 42-yard line. A return there by Jesse Rosillo.
And Mark, getting back to that last play, also something that's very impressive is that there's some wind out there, Mark, and the throw was into the wind, and it was almost like a perfect pass.
And still, yeah, and hit Bernal in stride, too. That's extremely difficult that far into the wind. Usually a ball thrown that high will get hung up a little bit, but Ortiz timed it perfectly. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, their own 43. 10:19 to go in this game. Quick pass to Martinez is incomplete. And that'll be 2nd down and 10.
So would you agree, Mark, that Adrian Bernal is an all-valley wide receiver?
Oh, I think so.
No doubt about that. And another thing about him, he's so talented. He's not a big guy, but he's also a starting point guard on the basketball team.
Yeah,
so,
quite an athlete.
Yes, sir. And I believe he also plays baseball.
And he came in tonight the leading receiver in the district.
And he's going to leave tonight also the leading receiver.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Nixon in the gun. He's got Gutierrez back there along with Diego Montemayor. And Nixon wants to throw it. Throwback pass, incomplete, intended for Solis. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Bulldogs are 5 for 9 on 3rd down.
Kristen is all decked out in pink, including his gloves.
Yeah, Solis caught a touchdown pass back in the first half, a 7-yarder from Nixon. Gave Mackay their first points. There's a Nikki Rowe band right there. They got a Division I rating at Pigskin just last week. Congratulations to the Rowe band and their band director, Robert Garza, as Nixon's being chased on 3rd and 10 and finally has to throw it away. As Jesse Garza is putting on the heat.
And it was a smart play for him to throw it away, Mark. It would have been like a 25-yard loss.
Yeah, Nixon was running for his life back there, so we've got an official's timeout at the moment. And looks like it is going down as an incomplete pass. And it's 4th down and 10 here for the Bulldogs with 9:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. 41-20 the score. And give you a look at the touchdowns in this game for Mackay. We mentioned Solis. Also, Roy Gutierrez has a touchdown, and the quarterback, Aaron Nixon, has run in for a touchdown. Nixon also has a touchdown pass. And for Rowe tonight, Rodel Garcia has 4 touchdowns this evening on runs of 1, 7, and 13 yards, and then a screen pass that he took 63 yards in for a touchdown. Noe Ramirez has a score, and Adrian Bernal scored just a moment ago. So 2 touchdown passes in this game for Jonas Ortiz.
On the offense, number 9. That's a spot foul. It also carries a loss of down. 4th down.
I never did see the flag, but they did throw a flag for...
he didn't throw it. You have to throw it past the line of scrimmage, no?
Yeah, intentional grounding.
Because I thought that he was outside the hash mark.
Yeah, he was outside that tackle box, and but when he threw it, I didn't see a receiver in that area, and I looked for a flag but never did see one, but they may have thrown one a little bit later as we see the replay here. And you can see no Bulldog receivers in the area.
You can see defensive coordinator Oscar Torres wanting that flag.
And penalty's a loss of down, which would have occurred either way, but you also lose yardage out of it.
Coach Kevin Brewer has no choice with a 4th and about 30 yards. They're going to have to punt it away.
So it'll be Solis in there to punt on 4th and 26. And this is blocked by Nikki Rowe. And the ball loose and recovered at the 27 by Mackay, but that'll turn it over to the Warriors. The Warriors will have the ball there at the 27-yard line in Mackay territory following the blocked punt.
I'm going to ask our
We'll take a look at the replay and see if we can see who blocked it.
It was hard to tell on a replay. A rare occasion that our director, Raul Ramos, does not give us the right coverage to make us look good.
I think he whispered in our ear. Moses Mendez may have gotten a piece of that. We'll see if we can see the replay again in a moment. And here's a forward pass to Rodriguez across the 30, a block at the 20, and all the way down to about the 19-yard line for Maldonado brings him down.
Alex Ansaldúa on the carry. And I think on the replay, let's give credit on that block punt for number 35, which is George Barrera.
Yeah, George Barrera. Great play. And handoff to Garcia. Garcia hit it in the backfield, falls forward, probably about a yard short of the first down, up to the 18. We'll take another look at this block.
I know we're going to get a better camera angle. Maybe this one will show it, Mark. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that.
And Macias was right there on the play. Macias was right there as well, but yeah, it was Barrera who got the hand on it. And then here's another run. This is Rodriguez, or excuse me, Ansaldúa.
Is there a fumble?
And the ball may have come loose.
The Bulldogs got it, Mark.
And Bulldogs have the football. So it's the 3rd turnover of the night on Nikki Rowe.
But there's some flags all over the field, Mark. So let's see what happens.
8:40 to play here in the 4th quarter. The Warriors blocked a punt, had the ball at the 27. We're going for a first down on 3rd down and short.
What's going on out here? Are they recycling paper or something?
Take those Bulldogs to the pound. That's one of the signs of the Nikki Rowe students. And I'll come over and explain this.
Mark, what kind of schedule do we have remaining for the Warriors? I think you talked about it earlier. Is it gonna set up a big showdown if the Warriors win this game? And is there a possibility of them at Memorial meeting and both of them being undefeated?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, they're both tied for first right now. And they would meet in the final regular season game.
Oh, that would be a great one.
That'll be on November the 10th. And it's a Friday night. And yes, that could possibly decide the district title as well if Rowe and Memorial both stay unbeaten.
But they both have some tough opponents before that happens.
Rowe's got to get through the rest of this one first.
Eye conduct on that play. McAllen, number 73, has been disqualified. We have also a sportsmanlike eye conduct on Nikki, number 77. Those balls upset. Fumble goes to McAllen.
Oh, so those must have been after the play. So the down counts, and it is a fumble recovery for the Bulldogs. So a break for them.
You know, the Bulldogs, they want an opportunity at this game. They have to make something happen quickly.
But yeah, as you heard, a Bulldog player ejected and unsportsmanlike conduct called on both teams. So Bulldogs with it at their own 16, 1st and 10. Going to throw this toward the far sidelines, caught by Solis. And Solis gets out of bounds at the 27, and that'll move the chains. 16 first downs tonight for Mackay. The offense has produced 194 yards on the ground and 78 through the air for a 272. A little above what they were averaging coming in, I believe. As Roy Gutierrez gets the call here on first down. And a tackle by Macias. And the ball will be spotted at the 28, so it's a gain of just a yard.
The clock continues to run now under 8 minutes.
So 2nd down and 9 here for the Bulldogs. Shotgun snap to Nixon's going to give it to Gutierrez. Going around the left side, has room there. 1st down and more at the 40, and then upended near the 45-yard line. Chris Neal with the tackle on that one. And I think Jose Alonso also, the linebacker.
Yes, Alonso was there. The good news is that Gutierrez went out of bounds, and that stopped the clock.
So a gain of 15 on the play. And another 1st down. So they'll hand this off. Gunnar Henderson cuts it up the middle, is hit as he crosses the 45 up to about the 47. Macias with the tackle once more. 4-yard pickup for Henderson.
Daniel Martinez was also in on that tackle.
And we see Martinez and Macias both congratulating each other. And we see, here's the replay. Henderson cut this right up the middle, and the hole closed quickly.
They were waiting for Henderson on the outside. They don't want him to get to the outside. The ball
at the 47 now after the gain of 4. 2nd down. Montemayor and Gutierrez in the backfield. They're going to fake the toss to Gutierrez as Nixon rolls out right. Throw it toward the right sideline where it's caught. Ball comes out, but I think after the whistle. And that was Dylan Martinez.
That was a good hit by who? No, nobody else but Adrian Bernal, now playing defense.
Up to the row 42.
Mark. Good pass by Nixon. And here comes nice hit by Adrian Bernal. He's been getting hit all night long, so he finally was an opportunity to put a hit on someone.
And it's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They give it to Martinez end around left side, and he is brought down by Noe Ramirez, another one of those two-way players for Nicky Rowe. Ramirez with a touchdown on offense and big tackle there on defense.
As we can see on the screen that the clock continues to run. It'll be under 6 minutes. The Bulldogs are trying to get some points, but it's taking them time.
They're down 3 scores. They do have the wind at their back here in this 4th quarter. The norther blew in, with temperatures are in the 60s here tonight. First cool night we've had in this football season as Nixon wants to throw, being chased by Martinez. Finally lets it go, and it's incomplete. And no one but an offensive lineman in the area. And I think Rowe is saying arguing for an intentional grounding call.
And it could be right, because 72 is not a receiver. And I don't know, it looked like Nick Salinas trying to sink himself into catching a pass. And I don't know if Aaron Nixon knew that Nick Salinas was not a receiver, and he also took a shot.
Yeah, Nick Sanders, I think you mean.
Nick Sanders, sorry.
Yeah, it was you saw that hit there on the quarterback Nixon by Bosques. And here Nixon going to throw it left side deep, and it's knocked away. Good defense there, but a flag comes down. Noe Ramirez, I believe, knocked it away, but a flag was thrown on the play. I think it was intended for Solis. There we see big 77. That's just a sophomore, Taylor Dowd, right there in the middle of your screen. Big player playing guard for the Bulldogs here tonight. No indication yet what the flag is. You can see the referee is still talking this over. Clock stopped at 5:27 to go here in the game. And Rowe is up 41-20.
Everybody's waiting for the call here. It's taking a while.
Yep. Next week, by the way, Mackay will be at La Jolla Palmview, November the 3rd. Then their final regular season game will be at home here against the Mission Eagles. That'll be a Thursday night game, November the 9th. The Bulldogs came in 1-2 tonight in district play.
Offensive pass interference, number 8 of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, third down.
That's a
big offensive pass interference.
15-yarder on that one. Boy, the Bulldogs have hurt themselves all night long on big penalties.
We take a look at the replay, and whatever interference there was must have occurred before that, as Ramirez and Solis both went up for it. Here we are on 3rd and 27. Solis, or rather Nixon, will throw it. It's caught by Dylan Martinez at the Mackay 48. It's way short of the first down. And we'll see what they do. Yeah, Mackay's had 10 penalties for 100 yards tonight.
And expect the Warriors to be in a big-time prevent defense. 4th and 20.
So with no choice, with 5:19 to go, though, down 3 scores, Bulldogs go for it here as Nixon is going to get sacked in the backfield. Ball came out, but they rule him down. But he gets sacked back at the Mackay 41-yard line and a loss of 7.
Lalo Bosques with the sack. And that pretty much puts this game in the win column for the Rowe Warriors. Congratulations to Coach Robert Flores. Will continue in his undefeated ways here in district play.
Well, they're recognizing a gentleman who graduated in 1948 tonight. Wow. Also Korean War veteran.
70th.
The big
class
7-0.
reunion.
Congratulations. Oh, it's Dr. Chapa.
Oh, it's
yes.
our very own Dr. Chapa.
Our former school board member, and also briefly was a superintendent.
Yes, sir.
I think he was an interim superintendent back in the 1990s.
He's done it all, also principal.
And I was suspecting it might be him because I knew he was a Korean War veteran, and he was here tonight. Part of the class of 48. So congratulations, Dr. Chapa. By the way, for Nikki Rowe, they did pick up 4 yards on first down, so it'll be 2nd down and 6 at the Mackay 37-yard line. Clock is running at 4.5 minutes to go. Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts. They'll flip it to Angel Rodriguez, going around to the right side, picks up a downfield block, crosses the 30, gets the first down to the 28-yard line. Got a good block from Hugo Bosques.
on the tackle.
And you know, the Warriors, who had only 15 yards passing in the first half, Mario, have thrown it for 197 here in the second half.
I guess that's what we call a little adjustment, right?
A little adjustment.
Halftime adjustment, things are working, but...
a 63-yard touchdown pass and an 82-yard touchdown pass will do wonders for your stats. They hand off to Rodel Garcia, surging forward on 1st and 10, gets inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line, a gain of 7 on the play.
You know, and the offensive coordinator for the Warriors, Sean Tarantola, he's one of my staff members as a physical education teacher at Nikki, Rowe, Mark. And earlier this week, he found himself a little sick, but he is at the game and doing a great job, and wishing him the best in his illness that he has. But he's certainly not sick in calling offensive plays, because he's done a tremendous job. Anytime he put up 41 points, that's Coach Bobby Flores.
Noe Ramirez in motion. They'll give it to Ramirez, going around the short side. Crosses in at the 15, breaks a tackle at the 10, races in for a touchdown. His second of the game, and increases the Warriors' lead up to 47-20 here in the fourth quarter.
What an impressive display of offense, Mark, don't you think? They're running at you, all kinds of gadgets. Garcia up the middle, the speed on the outside, the passing to Bernal. And that Warrior offense came in here ranked number 1, and they're going to leave tonight ranked number 1.
Well, they've outscored Mackay. We'll wait for the extra point as Bernal gets ready to hold. It'll be Edgar Castillo to attempt the extra point. Good snap and hold, and the kick is up and away, and it's good. And our score is Nikki Rowe 48, Mackay 20, with 3:25 to play here in the ball game. And the Warriors have outscored the Bulldogs here in the second half, Mario, 27-6. It was 21-14 at halftime for Nikki Rowe, but 27-6 here in the second half. So we take another look at that touchdown, and just pure speed there by Noe Ramirez. So he gets in for his second score tonight.
Well, it's good. We're looking forward to the rest of the year. This pretty much, I think, puts the Warriors into the playoffs. As you take a look at the Bulldogs schedule, Mark, you talked about it, that they got the Palmu Lobos next Friday, and then they finish the season here at home against the Eagles. That could be a big game with playoff implications.
Indeed, yes. At La Jolla, then at home against Mission. There's Nikki Rowe, their last two games. November 3rd, they're at home against La Jolla Coyotes, and on November 10th, they are at home again, but they'll be the visiting team here in this stadium against the Memorial Mustangs in a game that just might decide the district title. Because Nikki Rowe is going to improve to 4-0 in the district. Memorial's off this week, so Memorial will still be 3-0. Or actually, I should say Memorial, I think, is already at 4-0. They're both tied for first place.
And that last game will also set up the possibility of the bragging rights, who is the city champion.
Oh, they're already celebrating over there with the water bottles. I don't know about that, as with this temperatures here tonight in the 60s, had a bit of a cold front come in, as a squib kick picked up by the Bulldogs is returned 5 yards up to the 34-yard line by David Sosa. And you're right, Mario. So it looks like the Warriors will win this game. Memorial has also beaten Mackay, so that does set up that November 10th game as a game for the unofficial city championship. So Bulldogs with it. 1st and 10th, their own 34. 3:20 to play in the game. They have all 3 timeouts. Nixon goes back to pass, now flushed out of the pocket. It's being chased. Going to fire downfield, and looks like it's incomplete, intended for Dylan Martinez, who almost came up with it. Bulldog passing tonight has completed 10 out of 20 for 101 yards and 1 touchdown pass.
Nice pass by Nixon. The ball was just not caught.
And I think Chris Neal did a good job there of getting that ball out of there. I think Martinez probably would have held on to it, but Neal did a good job of knocking it out, and it's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, and Nixon again flushed out of the pocket. A throw to the sideline and out of bounds. I think he was throwing that away, although Solis and Henderson were in the area. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
You know, let's not forget that Aaron Nixon is just a sophomore, Mark. And he's going to get better. And I'll tell you this, if he continues to play football, look out. Look out. And I say if he continues because he is a prized possession in baseball.
Yeah, an outstanding baseball player. Outstanding athlete, Chris Nixon. So Warriors rush 4 as Nixon wants to throw on 3rd and 10. Now being chased way back. He's going to have to throw this one away as he was being running for his life with Bosquez bearing down on him. And that'll bring up 4th down and 10.
And Mark, one player that Nixon's going to remember all night long is it number 34? There's a player that, and there's flags that are coming all over the place because now some tempers are coming out. You know, sometimes you have frustrations. But Nixon has been under a lot of pressure all night long. It hasn't been an easy night for him in the pocket. That's why he keeps rolling out. But we might have a player ejected here, maybe.
Update on the World Series, Game 3. Astros leading the Dodgers 5-3 in the 7th inning. That game in Houston. And here's the official's call.
We have personal foul on the offense. We have unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Those penalties offset. It'll be 4th down.
The kid for the Warriors putting on a lot of pressure all night long has been Lalo Bosquez, Mark.
Yeah, and he's only a junior and has really played lights out tonight.
He's got Aaron Nixon running for his life all night long.
And now we have an official's timeout. I think team called timeout.
That's the first charge timeout of the 2nd half.
And Rowe was having some, trying to get some substitutes in there and decided to call a timeout as Bulldogs were lined up to go for it on 4th and 10 with 2:54 to go here in this game. And there's our next broadcast, by the way. We mentioned this. Nikki Rowe Warriors will be at home against the La Jolla Coyotes. That'll be Friday night, November the 3rd, 7:30 p.m. That'll be after the time change as well.
Okay.
So it'll be darker sooner.
Yeah,
we see 2 girls in the foreground enjoying this game.
They probably don't know they're on camera. But they're having fun, and that's what football night in
that's the important thing.
About.
And we'll have that game for you, La Jolla against Nikki Rowe. We'll have all the home games, as we do every year, between the Bulldogs, the Warriors, and the Mustangs. The team's closing in on playoff opportunities. Bosquez again with heavy pressure, but they get off a pass to Henderson on a screen, and Henderson is out into the open. 1st down and more. He's to the 40. One man chasing him to the 20 and the 10 and a touchdown. Gunnar Henderson takes it 80 yards.
And you gotta love this, Mark. You gotta love this. No flags and a senior finishing out on a high note, Mark.
Wow, what a play by Henderson. Just so tremendous speed he has. Almost scored on a punt return earlier in this game that did set up a touchdown. And now here late in the game, he scores for Mackay, just showing that blazing speed he has. They set up a middle screen for him and executed it perfectly.
And the Warriors better get ready for an onside kick, Mark.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to wind up. They'll kick an extra point. It'll be Sam Maldonado to attempt this kick. Snap and hold is good, and the kick is up and away, and it's good. And so our score with 2:40 to play in the game is the Warriors 48 and the Bulldogs now 27. Let's take another look at this scintillating touchdown pass and run by Gunnar Henderson. You see Nixon went back to throw, and Bosquez was putting the chase on him.
How did they lose sight of Gunnar Henderson?
Yeah, once he broke into that open field, he was gone. There was one player had kind of a shot at him with a little bit of an angle, but Henderson just too much speed and goes all the way into the house for the touchdown. 48-27 our score. We'll be back in just a moment.
My dream is to become a marine biologist because I have always loved sharks and turtles, and exploring ocean life is what I want to do.
And we're back here on Football Night in McAllen.
What does it say? October 27, 2017.
And something about Nikki Rowe saying Mackay will taste defeat. And indeed, Rowe is going to win this game tonight. They're up 48-27 with 2:40 to go, barring some kind of a miracle. Gunnar Henderson, let me correct myself, that was a 66-yard touchdown catch by him. And biggest play of the night for the Bulldogs.
Of a quick score. It didn't take him long to put him out in open field. Right? It makes it happen quickly, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Bulldogs down 3 touchdowns here in the last 3 minutes. They'll have to go onside kick. For Henderson.
The Warriors came in, Mark, with five in a row, correct? So this makes it their 6th consecutive victory?
Yeah, this will be the 6th straight game for 6th straight win for Nikki Rowe tonight. They win this. Gunnar Henderson now with 10 touchdowns on the season. And of course, an exciting game that will probably decide the district title and the city championship coming up on Friday, November 10th. Memorial against Nikki Rowe. We'll have that one for you as well. It's going to be Gunnar Henderson to kick it here. No, he fakes the kick, and then it's Maldonado who kicks it onside kick, and it's recovered by Rowe's hands team. That was number 11, Andy Gonzalez, a senior receiver. Recovered that football for Rowe.
You would think it now at this time. Let's not forget if you see this kid, Jesse Sanchez, who was a starting quarterback, got injured. But for them to do that without him, because he led the district in passing even 3 games, I think, after he was injured, because he was having a heck of a year. But Jonas Ortiz has done a good job as a sophomore to fill in.
Got a new quarterback in there for Nikki Rowe. It's Gene Salinas, sophomore, and he's going to hand off to Alex Anzaldua. Anzaldua running around to the right side, just wants to protect that football, and he picks up about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8, and I don't think Mackay will use any of their 2 timeouts to stop the clock. So they are down 3 scores, and the clock running at 2:19, 2:18 to play in this football game.
Well, we know one thing, Mark. I don't think the Bulldogs are out mathematically out of any playoff contention. But they do have to take care of business. They already got off of the schedule the Memorial game and the Rowe game, so they got to get out there and win the next 2 and see how the cards fall.
And 2nd down and 9. Man goes in motion. They'll hand it off. Anzaldua again crosses midfield into Bulldog territory to the 45. And I'll bring up 3rd down and 4. And yeah, I think you're right, Mario. They'll be 1-3 after this game. Then if they can win their last 2, that'll put them at 3-3 as the Bulldogs elect to use a timeout, stopping the clock at 1:47.
And the next game is against La Jolla, and see, they just mentioned the score that La Jolla beat Juarez Lincoln. I was just going to tell you, based on what we saw, how La Jolla played the Mustangs. They were competitive.
Yeah,
So that's not going to be an easy game for the Bulldogs by any.
It's good news for the Bulldogs
imagination.
if La Jolla won tonight because Macai's already beaten La Jolla.
Correct.
And they'll have that tiebreak advantage over them. And probably the Bulldogs will have to. They'll have to win out and be 3-3, and then hope they have a tiebreak edge over somebody. So we take a look at the standings here tonight. Memorial 4-0. Rowe is going to improve to 4-0. And then Juarez Lincoln at 3-1. So Mackay will be 1-3, and they'll have to basically you got to be in the top 4 there. So there's still a chance there that 3-3 could get you in.
I think it does, but sometimes it goes also to point differential.
You can see Palmview is Mackay's next opponent, and they've yet to win a game in district. So, and then they'll play Mission, who has already is at 1-3. So those are both winnable games for the Bulldogs. So still a chance for them to get into the show. As the third down, quarterback Salinas is going to keep this running around to the left side. He's going to be short of the first down as he's brought down by the Bulldogs' Antonio Rodriguez, the defensive end.
Timeout.
And now the final timeout used by Mackay. Now, one reason why Mackay has been using their timeouts, I think, you're wondering they're down 3 scores. They really can't come back and win this game, but they do have enough time to maybe score another touchdown. And if you get into a tiebreaker, you might end up in a positive points situation, and you're going to need all the points you can get.
You never know that, and also you want Coach Brewer to instill in his players that they're not going to ever give up until the final second of any game, and make something positive, kind of like the touchdown by Gunnar Henderson, that they're capable of scoring at any given moment.
There's a lovely shot of the city here on this October 27th, our first full run of the year, and
so
you can see the Chase Bank Tower there in the background.
Are you getting ready for Halloween, Mark? What are you going to be wearing as a costume?
I'm going to be dressed as probably a tired McAllen ISD employee. I'm going to be at home giving out candy.
There you go.
Well,
there you go.
Be dressed as a administrator, I guess. I get a lot of kids in my neighborhood, so that's always a lot of fun. Minute 38 to go here in this game. 4th down and 2. Mustangs, or rather the Warriors, going for it here as they hand off. And running straight ahead is the running back. They actually have Bosques in there, who's been sensational on defense tonight, but he's actually listed as a running back on the roster. And I think he picked up the first down.
There's quite a few players on the Warriors side, Mark, that go both ways, and that's just when you have lack of depth. And it looks like Coach Flores has a way of using them at the right time so they don't fatigue.
And that's unusual for a 6A team.
Exactly.
You see that a lot at probably at the 4A level, and certainly on below, but at 5A and 6A, you don't see nearly as much. But it works for the Warriors. The Warriors go into a victory formation now and will kneel on the football with exactly 1 minute to go, and they'll need to snap it probably just one more time, and this game will look. So Nikki Rowe leading it 48-27. Coming up is our post-game show with Jake Berry, and he will have some post-game highlights, some stats for you, also post-game interviews. Be coming up right here on McAllenISD.org and also McAllen ISD's Facebook page. Oh, they're going to dump the Gatorade on Coach Flores. And they caught him unawares there, it looks like. And it's cold out there, too, tonight, too. But he's happy. He's got enough adrenaline to keep him warm right now. And I know it's a big win for Nikki Rowe as they snap it and down it one more time, and that'll be the ball game. This is the first time Coach Flores in his second year that he has beaten Mackay. They lost to Mackay last year, so first time they've been able to get over that hump, if you will. And the all-time series now tied between these two teams, 13-13. So it's been highly competitive and a lot of good sportsmanship here at the end as you see the teams shaking hands. And our final score is Nikki Rowe 48 and Mackay 27. Congratulations to the Rowe Warriors on the big win here tonight. Jake Berry will take over with the post-game show here when we come back. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
to the Sideline Post-Game Show. I'm Jake Berry, and a very interesting matchup tonight. McAllen, Nikki Rowe comes away with the victory, 48-27 over the McAllen Bulldogs, and it was a hard-fought game. The first half was close, nip and tuck. Early in the second half, McAllen would be able to come within 1 point, 21-20, but on this one, you'll see the big run by Nikki Rowe to start their first scoring drive of the night. And they get inside the red zone, and inside the red zone, they'd punch it in and go up early. They were actually up 14-0 before McAllen would get on the board. See the big run right there by Rowe Garcia. That was 4 scores for him tonight. And right here, the end around, and he'll reverse the field. And Ramirez here would find pay dirt, finding the end zone on the reverse. Mac High, they'd get on the board here. A beautiful pass right there by Nixon. And Mac High would come in, they'd miss extra point, and they'd be down 14-6. And then another big receiving night for Rowe. A well-rounded offense for the Nikki Rowe Warriors, and we're waiting to get Coach Flores in. But on the night, let's get some stats out here. Rowe Garcia had 4 scores. Noe Ramirez had 2 scores. Adrian Bernal had 1 score. For Mac High, Christian Solis would have a touchdown. Roy Gutierrez would have a touchdown. Aaron Nixon would have a touchdown. And Gunnar Henderson would have a touchdown. Rowe on the night was 9 of 14. That would be Jonas would have 9 of 14 for 232 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rowe has won 6 games in a row, 7-1 overall, 4-0 in district, and they'll be playing La Jolla, who La Jolla tonight upset Juarez Lincoln. And the score in that game, I'll tell you right now, the score in that game was 24-10. So next week, Rowe will face La Jolla, a team that beat Juarez Lincoln, and that was a close game when they played Nikki Rowe. And we're waiting for Coach Flores to come in. He took a bath earlier in the night on the other side. We're waiting for Coach Flores to come in. On the other side of the field, Nikki Rowe secured a first place, a first seed in the playoffs tonight with a win over Mac High. So they'll be hosting a playoff game at home. And we're waiting for Coach Flores. Looks like he may have taken it in. We're going to call it a wrap for the post-game show. No, we'll keep it going. We're waiting for Coach Flores right now. But on the night, you see right there, some big plays by Mac High to end this game. But we'll be back next week. I'd like to say thanks to everybody at MITV for helping us put this on, and we'll see you next week.